What's going on, people? What's going on? Let me know as people start to get in here. I started a little bit earlier, about 30 seconds early. And I'm using this filter on my mic to filter out background noise, but it might mess with my audio. So let me know if my audio sounds strange. If my audio sounds strange, I can fix it before we even get into this game. But let me know if my audio sounds strange. Definitely let me know. 425. I'm gonna need this game to pop up. Sunday Ticket always comes with a delay. Really need Sunday Ticket to throw this game on. But I'm definitely hyped, Cyrus. I'm definitely hyped because we've been waiting forever for this, man. I've been seeing Broncos fans talking all kinds of mess. I've been seeing all of these people talking about what the Giants are going to do, how bad they are, how bad our defense and offense is. I just want to finally play some football. And again, as people start to get in here, let me know if there's something going on with my audio. All right, I see it's popping up right now on DirecTV. Now, I am watching this on Sunday Ticket, so I'm probably going to be like a play behind or maybe, play and a half or play behind. But hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not too bad. See them zooming in on Daniel Jones, on Saquon Barkley. I got chills. Saquon in a game for the first time in forever. I mean, after his rookie year, I just couldn't wait to finally see Saquon play again. And we all know what happened. CJ Board is actually back there. Kadarius Toney isn't back there returning kicks. Oh boy, Brandon McManus is kicking it off. Shout out to him for the former Giant. CJ Board has been aggressive taking it out. If CJ Board would have cut back, man, he would have had a lot of space. But what's going on, Silo? I saw you a little bit earlier on Twitter. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. I finally figured out, I think, what is a good setup to stream with. So I'm going to roll it with it from the camera being this angle, because before the camera was right in front of me, I had to first I had to peek around the computer, then I had to peek around the camera. But first off, we got DJ. First play. Saquon Barkley right up the middle. First carry. A nice 5 or 6 yards. By the way, Bradley Chubb is not in this game. This is what I expect us to do all game. We got 5 yards first play right there. Barkley and Penny coming off the field. I'm sure that felt good for Saquon to do, that first carry. That's a good start. I think that's a backup tight end right there. I don't know where that was going. It looked like a miscommunication with Darius Slayton and Kyle Rudolph. Oh, okay, that's Kyle Rudolph at number 80. I haven't seen him in a Giants jersey before, so he kind of looks out of place. But that's Rudolph. So nobody's told me that my audio sounds crazy, so I guess whatever I got up here is working pretty well. 3rd and 5 right here early. Saquon motion into the backfield. Sometimes I want them to just keep Saquon out wide. Offsides, free play. Take that shot. Take that shot. Slayton down the field. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. This is what I'm talking about. Go down the field. This is the first time in years that I've seen us actually get an offside penalty our way. Usually, they just blow the play dead. But that's beautiful. Slayton down the right side of the line. I haven't noticed who's in that receiver. I just been too excited just looking at Saquon. I don't even know if I've seen Kadarius, Toney, and Golladay and all those guys out there. But what a play. I saw Golladay just dap up Slayton, so he's been out there. There's Galladay's debut in that Giants jersey. Kadarius Toney. Oh, yeah, it looked like Kadarius Toney kept that, but if we would have handed that off to Saquon, it looked like he had space. But we tried to get the ball in his hands, so you can't be mad at it. But the camera kind of like zoomed away from where Kadarius Toney was, so I couldn't even tell what happened that play. All right, 2nd and 16. Have a feeling this is going to be a run. That's just what Jason Garrett likes to do. Yeah. Yep. Jason Garrett killed the drive. I mean, listen, I'm not going to panic, but I mean, you got to be aggressive here. They know your tendencies because I know your tendencies because you've been calling plays since 2000, who knows what. And it seems like in these situations, Jason Garrett always decides to run the ball. So hopefully we can get back in the field goal range, kick a field goal so we can get some points on the board our first drive. But we look all right. We run a couple of plays so far. Decent protection. Yeah, that ball's a little bit off. All right. 4th and 17. So drive basically gets killed because of we tried that play with Kadarius Toney, lost some yards, and we could never recover. Alexander, what you missed? We took a deep shot. Why are they huddling up? Is it It's 4th and 17. What's going on? I mean, maybe they're trying to catch somebody off sides, but I don't understand why they're huddling up at all. Yeah, this makes no sense to me. I would just go ahead and kick this field goal or punt it. But anyway, Alexander, they were offsides. DJ threw a nice deep ball to Darius Slayton. That was a 42-yard connection. And then after that, they tried to reverse the Kadarius Toney. That got sniffed out. I mean, who wouldn't have thought that we would have tried to do that? And we lost yards. We just never got those yards back. So I think we're at the edge of field goal range. So maybe we try this field goal. Maybe we punt it. But solid so far. I mean, the protection has looked solid so far. There's no Bradley Chubb, so I'm not gonna panic over this. But we're gonna punt this off. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I mean, I don't appreciate that, man. We just missed that punt. We just had a shot at fielding that punt in the 5, and we invested all of those resources in the special teamers, and we can't field the punt. Hey, come on, y'all. All right, Bridgewater, Melvin Gordon in the back. See what we got. Lorenzo Carter, Leo Williams out there. Oh, look at Martinez in the backfield. Look at Martinez in the backfield shutting it down. That was a play right there. I mean, Martinez sniffed that out completely. Oh man, I still got chills. I can't even stay still. My hand is still shaking, man. Whenever that first Giants game comes out, I always have chills, man. But he sniffed that out. Courtland Sutton motioning out. Teddy Bridgewater in an empty set. The Broncos don't look like they know what they want to do. Whoa, that pass rush came through right there, but he hit Noah Fant across the middle. Oh, yeah. Greeny, listen, I'm always going to be a play behind, especially when I'm watching it on Sunday Ticket. I really wish they could just, get me the actual broadcast, but it seems like I'm always going to be a play behind with Sunday Ticket. A massive hole in the secondary. Hopefully nothing crazy happened. Hopefully nothing crazy happened. What's going on, King Tone? What's going on, Greeny? Big task. All right. Hopefully nothing crazy happened. Let's go ahead and stop this run. Martinez is active early. Martinez is really doing his thing. Doesn't seem like we're wanting to give up the run. What's going on, Papa Lou? It doesn't seem like we're going to be that team that's going to start giving up run plays. So that makes me feel a little bit comfortable. If we can make Teddy Bridgewater one dimensional, um, to make things that easier. All right, let's go ahead and stop this run. Javonte Williams does scare me too. I actually have him on my fantasy team, but that would not matter. I would not care if I lost my fantasy team, if I lost my fantasy game this week because we shut down Javonte Williams. So 3rd and 3 right here. I'm going to play behind probably. Hopefully we get this stop on 3rd down. Hopefully we can get this stop. Blake Martinez up at the line of scrimmage. He's coming on the blitz. Oh, man. Solid coverage. Ball was overthrown. 4th and 3. Punt it back to us. Yeah, I don't understand why Kadarius Toney's not back there. If we're just going to everybody had to know, like, once you saw Kadarius Toney coming across the screen, you probably thought that he was going to get a reverse. I would have thought that they wouldn't give it to him on that play, and that would be the trick about it. But who knows, man? Who knows? But they're punting it back to us. I don't know if anybody got to see the earlier games. Some pretty exciting games. Philly pretty much curb stomped Atlanta. They don't look like a good team at all, Atlanta. Washington didn't look too good, but also Fitzmagic got hurt. So, same old, same old. Saquon back out here again. Y'all know I'm repping with the Eli jersey. So Saquon had a nice first run. He had 5 yards right off the bat. Let's see what he does his next drive. All right. Hopefully one day Jason Garrett would not just run the ball first down every drive. Hopefully he doesn't do it this time. But he's running it this time, and Saquon has got some space. Saquon picks up another 4 or 5 yards right there. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Listen, Maximo, I'm watching it on Sunday Ticket, but there's always ways you can find out how to watch it. Okay, you're a play ahead. You said they're getting Toney involved. That's going to be fun for me to see this next play. That's why on crucial plays, I just never look at the chat because with Sunday Ticket, I'm going to be behind. The few times that I get the play, that I get the actual, I don't want to say game film, but the few times I actually get the live tape, Kadarius Toney, open field, didn't really make any moves right there, but we pick up 4 yards. That's a little bit different of a play. Get the ball in people's hands on the move and the open field, let them make people miss. Oh, boy. Greeny, oh, man, you spoiling. Listen, I'm not going to tell you not to type, but oh, man, you said DJ Pocket Presence. I hope this isn't a fumble, man. I really hope he's not going to fumble. Okay. I mean, he just got sacked, man. There was nowhere for him to go, but I'm glad he didn't fumble. A punt is always going to be better than a fumble. I expected this to be a defensive game. And Von Miller is going to do what Von Miller does. I mean, let's see what happened right here. I mean, yeah, I can live with that. Yeah, but Eli, DJ might have talked to Eli this offseason, and Eli just said, hey, just give it up. Just go to the ground. That's better than fumbling every time. Because Eli had a fumbling issue too for a little while. I mean, the dude had like 8 to 10 fumbles every year for most of his years. All right, make this special teams tackle. Come on. You spend all this money on special teams. I don't want to see any returns. All right, defense gets their second drive right here. I expect this game to be a really defensive game. I don't expect to see anybody score a bunch of points. I think it does make it a little bit easier on the Giants now that Bradley Chubb isn't there. But I don't expect to see high scoring. So let's see what Teddy's got this drive. Starting off on the 33. Got McKinney at that deep safety spot. Play action. That was a horrible that was a horrible attempt to tackle by Logan Ryan in the open field by Jerry Jeudy on Jerry Jeudy. Greeny, yeah, I mean, I don't think he's really comparing. He's more just talking about how Eli just got to the ground. And that's really how Eli stayed healthy. I mean, one thing, he did a lot of those, like, stretching exercises and stuff, but the other one, like, he actually went to the ground when it was nowhere he could go. But, yeah, Eli's the GOAT. All right, come up and make that tackle, Adoree. That's been the problem with Adoree Jackson making tackles, and he came up and made one. Does anybody know what happened with the 49ers and Lions game? I think the Lions probably didn't they probably weren't able to come back. But Teddy's looked pretty sharp. He's been hitting guys that have been open. Oh yeah, they're playing more aggressive. I mean, that goes without saying. The Giants have never been, that's just not Jason Garrett's MO. Especially against teams with good pass rushes. He doesn't really like to play aggressive. What's going on with this penalty? I'm guessing you all are still a play ahead of me. Let's see what's going on. Standing there playing aggressive. Kind of want to peek at this box score. Okay, the Niners kept on with the lead. All right. And the Vikings and Bengals still haven't scored. Tay Crowder lit them up. So I did take a look at Bleacher Report and see what was going on. They did say that this next play he runs for 9 yards. So, yeah. That's because Danny Shelton missed a wide open tackle. Come on now. See, that's the difference between Danny Shelton and a dude who's pretty much, I would say Dalvin Tomlinson is probably a top 5 type of nose tackle in the league. So you got to make those tackles, Danny. You got to make those tackles. That's that. Let's see what happens next. Hopefully we made a play, and that's why you got hype. First down. Tim Patrick was somebody I was looking at this free agency. He was a restricted free agent, but if he would have gotten free, I was definitely looking at him. But this is what Teddy Bridgewater, this is what you expect from him. Really efficient. He's going to take the things that are open. Somebody's open, he's going to find them. 4 for 5. I see the Giants sending a couple of blitzes. I mean, he's eating these blitzes alive. Now let's stop this run. Come on now. Yeah, I just saw that the Bengals kicked that field goal after a 32-yard pass. But yeah, Giants need to step up. 2nd and 8 right here. Still a play behind. Gordon in the backfield. Got Leo out there on the D line. Lorenzo Carter. This is strange. I mean, they've basically just been rolling with basically a 4-3 defense, using Jabril Peppers as a linebacker pretty much. Oh man. But that's a good play. That's a good play though. Don't get me wrong. I just wish that Jabril Peppers would have been a step quicker to force that fumble. It's hilarious. I mean, Giants fans have been waiting for Mark Slayer to call this game because he always gets into arguments with Giants fans on Twitter. But he's been pretty unbiased so far, especially because he was a Bronco. He played as a Bronco. All right, Aziz is on the field. 3rd and 7. I'm not going to look at the chat right here. I will look at the chat at the conclusion of this play. But I'm just going to see what happens right here live for me. Giants sending a blitz. Oh, boy. Somebody came from over the top. I thought that might get intercepted, but great play. I'm watching this on DirecTV, Sunday Ticket. It's not. I don't have DirecTV, but I just have Sunday Ticket by itself. Yeah, man. If McKinney was a step quick, McKinney had the chance to corral that. If he would have made an interception, it would have been a great play. But he had a chance. 4th and 7 right here. They're going for it on 4th and 7. I haven't looked at the chat again. Hopefully, we can stop him right here. That'll be huge. Pass rush is coming through. Dexter Lawrence got held, and nothing got called. Dexter Lawrence was held. I saw them holding Dexter Lawrence. Listen, man, I saw them holding Dexter Lawrence. He was being held. Dexter Lawrence was being held, man. That is complete. Like he's got a handful of jersey because Dexter Lawrence completely bull rushed him. I cannot believe they didn't throw that flag. All right, tighten up defense. Now they're in field goal range. We got to tighten up on this run. Seems like even though Shelton is doing a good job of plugging those holes, he's missing these tackles. Oh, man. That was really something that I believe they should have called a hold because Dexter Lawrence was in that backfield and someone had a hold of his jersey, of his pants. It was a holding call. Let's just see if this Giants team this year is good enough to overcome bad missed calls. They're playing a pretty soft zone. And guys are just getting open underneath. Teddy Bridgewater right now is dinking and dunking and taking those, 8 to 15-yard completions that are there, just taking what the defense gives them. All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the first quarter right there. Haven't given up any points, but I definitely want to see us tighten some stuff up, but I know Patrick Graham will get to doing that. All right. Got second quarter up here. Browns and Chiefs getting chippy. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that game. But I did pick the Browns to beat the Chiefs in my pregame and my, pregame predictions for this week. I saw that they were up 8-0 the last time I looked. But yeah, this defense has got to step up. But at the end of the day, I mean, no points through the first quarter. You can't. I mean, this is the NFL. You can't expect your defense not to let anybody get down the field and score. But he is getting way too many easy completions. Jason Garrett's offense continues to make me sick. I mean, being honest with you, the inability to pass on first down is frustrating because we don't run the ball on we don't run the we run the ball every time on first down. They always know what's happening. It seems like we're just running the same drive over and over again. So I want to see us have some more swing passes like that to Kadarius Toney, take some shots down the field again, not just because they were off sides. I want to see Kenny Golladay have some plays for him. Yes, Nate Solder gave up that sack, but I expect us to slide some protection over there to that way because for besides that one play where Von Miller got that sack, the pocket has been pretty clean. So let's just go out there, be aggressive, stop, playing the same scripted offense, and we can actually put some points on the board. This offense has a ton of potential, especially with Saquon back, especially now that Kadarius Toney's there, especially since we've added Kenny Golladay. So we have got to be aggressive. I mean, we cannot sit here and be a passive offense. I mean, because if every time we go into this game, we're thinking about making sure that we're in a third and short, we're not going to be able to put up a bunch of points because you want to be in first and second down because you want to be constantly making big plays. Now we see Denver out here, ball on the 11. Goal is to keep them out of the end zone, get a turnover, start tightening up right here. Back in another zone, play action, ball tipped, incomplete. Think that was Darnay Holmes with the pressure. Darnay Holmes has always been a really good blitzer since he's gotten out here. Yeah, he's been. Oh, the ball actually hit him in his head, so he got lucky from that. All right, 2nd and 10. Man, coverage. It looks like. Look at Leonard Williams in the backfield shutting that down. Leonard Williams and Ojulari wrapped them up in the backfield. So now they're in the 3rd and 12, making it a little bit harder on them. Leonard Williams just threw him out of the way, made the tackle in the backfield. 3rd down coming up. After this 3rd down finishes, of course, like I said, I'm going to take a glance at the chat because I want to see if we get this 3rd down. If we stop them on this 3rd down, what'll happen. So here's where we step up, unleash this pass rush. That was not a neutral zone infraction. They better not call it that. Leonard Williams missed that. Bridgewater. I did not like that, man. We didn't keep contained. We didn't keep contained, but let's see if they kick a field goal or if they go for it. I mean, I really wish that Leonard Williams didn't dive for that sack. If he had just been able to, oh boy, if he had just kept contained, he wouldn't have been able to get that many yards. So it looks like they'll actually take this field goal. But if they didn't, man, that would have cost us by not keeping contained. But yeah, there's Brandon McManus, the former New York Giant, with that field goal. Held him to 3. Now let's go put 7 on the board. Let's go put 7 on the board. Big Cat, yep. Yeah, I mean, we have all the chances in the world now. Our defense is going to do this the whole game. If our offense keeps putting them back out there, back to back to back to back to back, eventually they'll start to give up a little bit of yards, a little bit more points. But if we can start putting together some nice offensive possessions, the defense is going to feed off of that, and they won't score again. It's just that simple. So let's go out there and do something, man. It was a nice start to get that deep pass to Darius Slayton, but yeah, it was a nice start. We just gotta build off of that. Oh yeah, the drive could have been worse. The drive could have been worse. They could have scored a touchdown. Winston to Kamara. Saints scored a touchdown. I wanted to get Kamara in like 3 of my fantasy leagues, and every time I tried, like for some reason, like one time I actually was late to my draft. The other time, my phone just started glitching and I couldn't draft. So I didn't get any Alvin Kamara's in my fantasy leagues, but I wish I did. Oh, definitely unlimited. I mean, our defense is gonna make people work for it. I thought that Patrick Graham would be more aggressive, but I don't think he's. I don't think this is the game to be aggressive and send a whole bunch of blitzes. Because if you start leaving guys wide open, Teddy Bridgewater is just going to take advantage of it. It happened that first time with Noah Fant. It's going to happen. So just play that bend but don't break defense. Make Teddy Bridgewater have to drive the length of the field all game long, and he's not going to be able to do that against his defense all game and put up enough points hopefully to beat us. If our offense can put up 20 points, we should be able to win this game. It's just that simple. Come on, offense. Leonard Williams is putting in that work though. Again, I'm not looking. I'm not really looking for specific stats for Leonard Williams, but you see him making an impact off the bat. All right, come on, offense. They haven't targeted Golladay yet. I've seen him out there on the field. Again, he hasn't been targeted yet. So hopefully that changes this drive. But come on, let's make some plays. I expect him to start having Kyle Rudolph chip, Von Miller coming out of his routes, coming off the line. Saquon is in the backfield again. Can we please throw the ball on first down for once? Please. Please, can we throw the ball on first down? Play action. There we go. Someone's open. Kenny Golladay with the first catch, man. Kenny Golladay with his first catch. This is what I mean, man. You leave Kenny Golladay one-on-one, he's going to come up with catches like that all day long. That's the first catch of many. He's a human highlight reel. Every single catch he makes is a highlight. Off the play action, he was one-on-one. See what happens when you throw the ball on first down? Now give it to Saquon. Let Saquon work. That's a nice, got about a yard and a half right there. Saquon is running a little bit different. I think it's going to take him a little while to be Saquon again, but he's running more like Devontae Booker. Like not like I'm dissing him. I'm saying he's running more like a north south guy. We'll see how this changes as the game goes along though. Golladay in motion. Oh, there we go. That's the Saquon we need. He tripped right there, but you saw him make that move. One thing though, Golladay was open across that middle. I know it was a design screen, and you're not looking for Golladay, but if it was in that play to even look for Golladay, then that would have been a good idea because he was coming open across the middle of the field. Saquon didn't trip. We probably have about 5 or 6 yards that play. 3rd and 7 here. They're going to unleash the dogs. Saquon's out. They always have the running back out like he's going to run a route, and then he comes right back into the backfield. And then there's no one in the back to help Chip. That ball was a little high, and there's a flag. Darius Slayton got interfered with right there. That wasn't really an accurately thrown pass, and it's not like that pass would have gotten us a first down, but that was interference. That was 100% interference. So we're going to get a first down, and we're going to continue this drive. Ronald Darby is a bum, so let's see us attack this dude, man. I don't know who Kenny Golladay caught that first pass on, but I know Ronald Darby is one of the weak links of this secondary because we've seen him when he was on the Eagles. He is not someone that we should be afraid of. What's going on, Minty? All right. First down, 1st and 10 at midfield. This will probably be a run to Saquon. Another play action. Saquon with a great catch. That ball was placed behind him, but he gets 6 yards out of it. Come on, DJ. You got to put the ball on him. Put the ball on him, man. Oh, that was Devontae Booker. That's a nice catch from Devontae Booker. And that's another reason why I said I liked him over Wayne Gallman is because he can actually be a receiving back. So that's a nice catch. I thought that was Saquon Barkley. Second and 4 here. I imagine they'll probably run it right here. Yeah, man. Saquon is a little bit rusty. He's a little rusty. Because I really believe that Saquon would have cut it back. Saquon would have cut that back, in years past and went left. But it looks like he's just following the scheme, following the run right now. But if he's going, if he's going to run like this every play, he's missing a big aspect of what makes him special. So we'll see how this turns out. 3rd and 5 right here. This time, the running back actually motions out instead of motioning in. Empty backfield. Sterling Shepard across the middle of the field for that first down conversion, and that's why we want him here. Yeah, Shep is doing his thing, man. That's a great catch. Oh, I didn't update the score. I just realized that. Let me watch this play right quick. Slayton across the formation into the slot. Shep. There we go. Shep into the end zone. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Make some big plays. Put some guys in motion. Send them across the field. When you get a Kenny Golladay, when you get a Kadarius Toney, when you have Darius Slayton coming down the field, Sterling Shepard is actually open underneath with room to make plays. This is what we do. This is just beautiful, man. This is beautiful. It makes me so happy. Look at Jason Garrett actually calling plays that make sense. He just ran a clear out play. Oh, my God, it makes so much sense, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason Garrett, for doing something that made sense. And we shouldn't be celebrating this much just from a regular touchdown, but this is just something that could be a preview to we actually are doing things that make sense this year now that we got some extra weapons. But that's a great play by Sterling Shepard. That's a great play. All right, let me update this score. Broncos at 3, Giants at 7. Let's make this go. Oh, boy. That's the first Giants touchdown. Hopefully we can be a team that gets multiple touchdowns a year, and it's not our one touchdown a game. That's what I'm saying. Let's get up on this defense and let's start making some plays and let's start establishing our dominance. Man, y'all don't understand how happy that makes me to see Jason Garrett, not necessarily the touchdown, but to see Jason Garrett call a play that actually cleared out space for Sterling Shepard to get open. He actually schemed someone open and it worked. Oh boy. So that drive made me happy. Kenny Golladay got his first catch. Sterling Shepard made a nice catch. Devontae Booker made a nice catch too. It was only for like 6 yards, but made me pretty happy. I still haven't seen the same Saquon yet, but that's going to take a while. He's got to get some. Oh yeah, I'm shocked, man, because I did not expect Jason Garrett to actually run a play like that. I thought we was going to work way harder. We was going to have to work way harder to do that. And thank you. Listen, that's something we have to acknowledge too. Devontae Booker is the best blocking running back on our team. That's something we got to acknowledge that too. And he made a nice play there too. Yeah, Garrett is calling a better game, man. He's calling the best game. I mean, I'm not going to say the best game. I've seen him call some pretty decent games so far in spots, but plays like that make me feel a lot better about what's going on with this team. Once you start to see 37-yard touchdown catch, 40 something yard catch, 30, you actually start to see big plays because it was so hard for us to make big plays last year. As Gano just kicks that through the back of the end zone. I better see Cullen Gillespie down the field first since we're keeping two fullbacks, man. Hit him in stride. Hit him in stride. Shep with that 3 is a different man. Shep with that number 3 is a brand new dude, man. Five for five for a touchdown. Let's get it. Looks like Denver's going to run this play action. Nice pressure right here. Make this tackle. I think that's a gain of 5 right there. Teddy Bridgewater is still 7 for 10, but 8 for 11 now, but he's at 71 yards. So he's averaging less than 10 yards a throw. And that's what we want. If he's going to keep, just taking what we give him, let it be less than 10 yards. Let it be less than 8 yards. Don't expect him to throw us any interceptions, but I do expect us to set the tone. All right, let's shut that run down. Come on now. Listen, Javonte Williams is going to be a good player, man. Javonte Williams is going to be a good player because we had that run shut down. Look at Kamara, man. This dude Alvin Kamara is so good. Yeah, Ragland made a nice play, but we got to tighten up on this tackling because Javonte Williams has made a couple of guys miss on some plays where we actually had some good run defense. Another play action right there. You got 2-on-1 right there. Yeah, that was tough for Lorenzo Carter. I mean, he was supposed to have some help behind him. That looks like a busted coverage. Looked like a busted coverage right there because Lorenzo Carter could not have been responsible for that running back on the wheel route and the tight end. So I think we want to probably play some tighter coverage and maybe even go into some dime. I mean, way too much space around him right there. Come on, Blake, make that tackle. Make that tackle. All right. All right, let's cool him down a little bit. Cool it down a little bit. I thought Teddy Bridgewater would go. I thought he would throw the ball to Jerry Judy, but Jerry Judy had a lot of space. So I'm glad he didn't throw it there. Got Logan Ryan out there on the running back. Lorenzo Carter really bent that corner, but Lorenzo Carter timed the snap well, bent the corner, but Teddy got rid of that really quick. You say he getting smacked around out there? Then you must be a play ahead of me because I haven't seen him get hit yet. Or maybe they hit him after he threw that ball. Are they in field goal range? I can't tell. Looks like we're dialing up some pressure right here. This looks like a cover zero. Come on, man. You got it. I mean, I don't understand. That's a flag. They didn't throw a flag. All right. Oh, man. You said the Giants corners are playing great. Are we watching the same game or are you just ahead of me? Because they played that cover zero, and this is why I said that I don't want to see us blitzing Teddy Bridgewater because he's just going to stay calm and find the open man. Darnay Holmes made a really stupid play by doing that, man. That was a stupid play. Basically gave them a free 15 yards, which is inexcusable. Come on, make that tackle, man. Teddy Bridgewater needs to get his helmet fitted, man. His helmet comes off every play. How many times is Teddy Bridgewater gonna going to take his helmet? I mean, going to have his helmet fall off. I don't think they're doing great so far. Well, I mean, I haven't. They haven't really given up much. I mean, they gave up that one play right there, and before that, it's pretty much been the linebackers and weak zone coverages that we've been playing. Just soft zones. This is just vintage Pat Shermer. Vintage Pat Shermer offense. Whoa! Did he take that? He took that. Did he just take that? Oh my God, man. Logan Ryan is a magician. He just took that from him. I can't. Did he just take that just like that clean, man? For real? We're taking lunch money like that? We're taking lunch money like that? Oh boy, we taking lunch money like that? This is what elite defenses do, man. This is what elite defenses do. We get takeaways. That reminds me of that Will Hill play where Will Hill just snatched it out of Pierre Garcon's hand. But I just didn't expect that, man. He just took the ball completely out of his hand. Logan Ryan with the swiper. With the swiper. Let's get it, man. Hey, listen, if we can get a score after this turnover, we're gonna be in great shape. We're gonna be in great shape if we can get a score right now. Let's go down here and get this score. Hey, what's going on? Rick is lit off the juice. I'm not watching for the booth review. I'm not really, or maybe you're going to turn. Maybe you already saw it, but I don't think that they're going to overturn that because he may have been out of bounds, but there's not really evidence to say like it's kind of hard to look at when exactly he recovered and if he was out of bounds yet. It's a really close bang bang call, so I don't think they're going to overturn that. Like if they would have said he was out of bounds, I think they would have kept it out of bounds. But since they said turnover, I think they're going to go ahead and give it to us. And I think he was in bounds. I don't think Barkley. I mean, I think Barkley probably is maybe on a pitch count as far as they're letting him get his wind. You know, they're not having him in back to back plays because I guess they don't want him to get winded. But he is in the game. He already has like what 4 or 5 carries. It isn't. There's no way there's enough evidence to change that. Sunday ticket, Nicholas. I'm on Sunday ticket. Some people just go online and find streams. You know, however way they can do it. It's really close. I just can't see them. I can't see them overturning this, man. I don't want. Just let us have the ball. Saying the refs are assuming. I'm assuming they gave them the ball back then. Oh boy. Noah Fant has to hold on to the ball right there if he doesn't want this to happen, man. I feel like this is Giants football. Oh boy. They're really gonna say that that's overturned, man. Whatever. All right, let's just go ahead and stop him, man. Oh, perfect. All right, we got the ball. We got the ball, guys. We got the ball. Unlimited, they gave it back to us. They gave us the ball. All right, so we got the ball on the 4 yard line. This will be a 96-yard drive. Let's put it together. Go ahead and get these 96 yards. Now, I don't have a problem with you running it on first down on your own 4 against Von Miller. I don't have any issue with that. Oh, man. Listen, they are actually doing a lot better than they're actually doing a lot better against the run than I thought they would on the interior because this offensive line has actually been really good. What's going on that not shadow? Unlimited, you're always putting shake my head and stuff, and I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully nothing crazy happened, man. I don't like running play actions in your own end zone, man. Okay. That's weird if you're synced up with me. That's... All right, snap the ball. There's no way that you expect Kyle Rudolph to get a first down, man. Like, I just don't like these plays, man. What's going on? Like, what's going on, man? Like, if we're gonna let's throw the ball to the sticks. Whatever. So we're gonna punt this. Hopefully, we can get some decent coverage on it. They're sending a block unit at us. Riley Dixon really punted that football, man. Let's make a tackle to make him. Let's make a tackle so his not his this punt isn't in vain, man. But what a punt by Riley Dixon. They're talking pay-per-view Super Bowls. Oh, I will never pay to watch the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that much. You can't charge all that money for those commercials and then have a pay-per-view Super Bowl. Like, no, like absolutely not. Riley Dixon had a pretty nice punt right there, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But we are kind of in the shadow of our own end zone, and it kind of limited the playbook, especially when they stopped us that first time. I usually have Mahomes in one of my fantasy leagues or in a couple of them, but I didn't get Mahomes this time. I got a bunch of Josh Allen's, but he didn't do much today. So we've looked all right so far. We haven't looked, world beating. We haven't looked horrible. We looked all right. We just have to, clean up some stuff. Hopefully, we can get the ball back before halftime. I don't know how much time is left right now in the half. Let's see. 2 minutes left in the half. So, yeah, they'll probably try to run this out. But if we can get this ball back and score, I feel really good about this. But this defense has been playing their tail off. I just hope they don't start to get fatigued for being out there all, pretty much the entire game. Yeah, I mean, Frank, I wouldn't overreact to it. I'm gonna give this some time because the run blocking all last year was really really good. So, well, not all last year, but at least for the second half of last year was really good. So maybe the Broncos this year are just doing a lot better in that category. But if we can't run the ball, for the rest of this game and next couple of weeks, then that'll definitely be something that I think of. Come up and make that tackle. Blake Martinez is really good in the open space, man. If I was Joe Judge, I would take a timeout after that first tackle by Blake Martinez, so we would have the 2-minute warning left, but what do I know? The defense is helping the offense out, I think, man. I mean, they've given up 3 points in pretty much a half. They just got a turnover in the red zone. I think they're doing their thing. I don't think we look terrible, Elder. I mean, I wouldn't describe this as looking terrible at all. This is two really really good defenses. They have one of the best secondaries in the league. We have one of the best secondaries in the league. I just don't expect to see a bunch of huge plays and huge. I don't expect to see all of that. So it's going to be this kind of a game. I don't think anybody expected either one of these teams to put up 30 something points, besides the idiots that were just thinking that the Broncos were some powerhouse offense or the Giants were going to give up 30 points to Teddy Bridgewater. But other than that, nobody thought that this team, either team was going to go and score a bunch of points. Kadarius got some reps earlier. Yeah, I mean, he did get some reps. He got a swing pass. He looked decent on that. He didn't really look, elusive or anything. He didn't show us much. And then he got a reverse, and he pretty much just got tackled by Von Miller as soon as that play started. So I don't know if he's just not healthy or what's going on, but Kadarius Toney, even watching him move, to me, from what I've seen, has not looked like that elusive player that we saw in college. He doesn't look like that player, if you ask me. So hopefully, I just need to see him get some more passes, get the ball in his hand again. But it just doesn't look like he just doesn't look like a dynamic player from what I've seen so far. But yeah, the Broncos have a really really good defense. So I wouldn't, especially in the secondary. And if they're able to stop the run, then it's going to be really hard to move the ball on them. All right, second down right here. Broncos are trying to go ahead and run this clock out. If we can get a stop right here, we'll probably take a timeout. Go ahead and make this tackle. Neutralize that. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7 probably. Giants definitely should take a timeout right there. I don't know why they didn't just take a timeout. I don't know why they didn't just take a timeout, but I guess Joe Judge wants to save all 3 timeouts to have with probably about a minute left on the clock. But I would have taken one of those timeouts with about a minute 50 left on that clock. All right, 7, 6, 5. They're going to take their shot. Back in this zone coverage right here. And Blake Martinez is all over the place. I guess Joe Judge doesn't want the offense to get the ball back. I don't understand why we haven't called any timeout. I don't get that at all. I don't get what's going on. So the Broncos call a timeout. I guess they're going to go for it here. Oh yeah, they've had fullbacks in the game, Radical, and they've just been getting just stood up at the line. Their defense has just been, stopping us at the line of scrimmage. I don't understand why they will be. I guess they want to try to get that field goal, but I don't know. I would punt that if I was them. Because you got to think if the Broncos don't get this play, I mean, the Giants are pretty much in good position to go down the field and get a field goal. Got 3 timeouts. Yeah, we can't abandon the run. I mean, I think eventually this Broncos defensive line will start folding, and we'll start being able to run the ball. So I wouldn't really abandon the run. Now, if we get starting to get to like 16, 17 carries and we don't have any yards, I mean, and it looks like we can't do anything, then yeah, just start throwing it. But I wouldn't abandon now. Definitely not. Yeah, like I said, I picked the Browns to beat the Chiefs, so I pretty much thought that they'll be able to run the ball down their throats. Let's see what's going on. The Browns are going to be a team that they're going to be a team that people have to deal with. Nick Chubb 2 touchdowns, Landry 1 rushing touchdown, Mahomes 1 rushing touchdown, 13 for 15. It's a decent start, but I mean he doesn't have any more than 10 points. All right, 4th and 2 right here. I feel like Pat Shermer is probably going to try to use Teddy Bridgewater's legs on this play, but to go empty set on a 4th down. Wow, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Teddy Bridgewater will deliver the ball where it needs to be. He'll deliver the ball where it needs to be, man. They're right now at the edge of field goal range. If we don't get a sack or something, they're probably in a really good spot. He is delivering that ball, man. He is delivering that football. He is delivering the ball. And this looks a lot like last year's defense, where our only weakness, I would say, is in the 2 minute drill when we couldn't get fast pressure, and teams just carved us apart. Teddy Bridgewater is 16 for 19 for 136. Let's just keep him out of the end zone at this point. Let's keep him out of the end zone. Oh boy. You said this what you mean? I mean, listen, the offense has to do some stuff too. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, they got to recollect themselves right there because Teddy Bridgewater is just cutting up this defense like it's nothing. They're playing that soft zone. We're in the 2 minute, and they're just going right down the field. They got to get down in their faces because that's the reason. I mean, all we heard this offseason was we want to play bump and run man coverage. It's facts, all facts, man. That's something that we still are looking for a pass rush. Leonard Williams got there a couple of times, but Bridgewater just was able to sidestep him. Um, right here, we're just looking to just keep him out of the end zone. I think they have 1 timeout left after this, So they might be able to even run the ball one time. After that, they'll have a couple of shots to throw the ball. It's going to take a real effort to keep them out of the end zone right here at the 3. Cyrus, I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to overreact to this and just talk about what's going to happen when we play certain quarterbacks because it's the first game. Um, it's the first game. There's a ton of times where defenses like fold that first week and then they're good, the next week. And let's let us finish the game before we talk about the defense. But these last couple of plays they've been going really, really quick down the field. Oh boy, I don't know how they got down to the 3-yard line. We had them in 4th and 2, not even at the 50, and they just go strike, strike, strike right down the field. Maybe Patrick Graham is trying to tank so he doesn't get hired somewhere else. I don't know, but we gotta get out of this zone. I think they don't believe that Darnay Holmes can man up on this third receiver that they have, whoever they put in the slot. So that's why they're playing zone. But we got to do something different because these zones have been wide. There have been a lot of gaps in these zones. So let's see. So the Broncos actually have 2 timeouts, so they can probably run it a couple of times if they want it. Teddy Bridgewater keeps it. Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick has been eating us alive today. Justin Herbert ruined your day. So the Broncos take the lead at the half, and they're going to get the ball out of this second quarter. That's classic Pat Shermer though, because Teddy he made it really look like he was going to take off and run with it, and they left Tim Patrick with that extra step, put together a really good play. All right, we gearing up to get to halftime, trailing 10-7. We got some time to make some adjustments, but maybe they throw Kadarius Toney out there in the second quarter. I mean, in this kickoff before the half, but I doubt that they'll probably just kick it through the end zone, so we probably won't see a return. But I'll try to figure this out. Down 3 in the NFL is nothing, though. Teddy has a ton of weapons, though. And he's going to find guys when you leave guys wide open. So we just got to tighten it up. That defense has to gel. That talent on the defense has to gel. Hopefully McManus kicks this short, but he'll probably just kick it through the end zone. All right. So they'll just probably just kneel it. The Giants will probably just come out and kneel the ball. Fire the coach. I mean, again, this is the first half of the first game of the season. So we're just going to kneel it out and we'll go into the locker room. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on this first half, but first I want to give a quick word from my sponsor over here on this channel, BetQL. I'm gonna let this play, and I'll just give my take right after this plays. To get an advantage over your sports book, you need to download BetQL. Their best bets algorithm scans over 350,000 bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports with reason why you should place the bet. Their model covers everything from spreads to over-unders to player prop bets. Don't want to use the model? They've got you covered with sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing and line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. They've got team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and over under with breaking news on lineups and injury status. Obviously, that helps with fantasy. And you can track how your past bets have done and where you rank on leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/Diggy to get started now. Enter code Diggy at checkout to get 25% of all of their subscriptions. All of this information can be found in the description, where you can also find their BetMGM offer that'll get you a free year of BetQL. If you live in an eligible state, you'll find free offers for your favorite sports books. I won't tell if you click that bell, but I will tell if you miss out on this opportunity with BetQL. All right. So yeah, all the information for BetQL is down in the description. For those who don't know, I was actually able to get a new camera with this partnership from BetQL. Um, and they have some pretty accurate predictions from what I've seen so far. They have spreads, all of that stuff. So I would definitely check them out. You can get a sort of a free trial if you check that link in the description. But let's get to this first half. I mean, I saw some things I liked. I saw some things I didn't like. One thing I'll say is something that I did like: no turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over. I haven't seen any sloppy plays from our offense as far as guys dropping the ball, guys throwing the ball where they don't need to be throwing it. People doing stupid things. Um, no turnovers. That's the first positive that I'll say. Um, the next positive from the offense is I saw a couple of times we did some things that were new. We actually tried to get Kadarius the ball in the open field. We actually tried to get Kadarius. We threw him a swing pass. We got him on a reverse. I would not have handed him that reverse that first drive of the game because everybody knows that you run those reverses, and everybody knows that every time you ran one, people said when Kadarius Toney comes back, he'll be running those reverses. So I wouldn't have given it to him that time. But nonetheless, we at least tried to do something different for Kadarius Toney. Kenny Golladay has one catch. I think he had probably about 14 yards. I want to get him more involved. I think he is not coverable. I would imagine that they're rolling a lot of coverage his way, but I want to get him more involved. Um, and again, the play design on that Sterling Shepard touchdown was actually good. It actually got people open. The defense, of course, they gave up 10 points and a half. I'm not going to kill the defense, but they collapsed in the 2-minute drill, which is something that we have always seen. I mean, if you don't have a pass rush, you can't play defense in the 2-minute drill. Doesn't matter how much you invest in the secondary, especially when you got guys hurt. So we got to stand up in that 2-minute drill on defense, but we did get that turnover, which we could possibly be down. I wouldn't say 17-0 because they probably would have scored that and we would have gotten the ball back. But they did get that turnover. What's going on with my focus? All right. They did get that turnover. So I give them props for that. Um, the negatives, again, they collapsed on offense. They cannot run the ball. They can't establish the line of scrimmage, which is really limiting us, especially because we have Saquon back and he hasn't been able to make an impact because they don't block for him. Maybe they can't deal with the pressure of blocking for Saquon Barkley. But they gotta tighten that up next half. I mean, they really have to. The defense, I want to see them play tighter coverage. If you send a blitz, I mean, we got to play some tighter coverage. I'm not worried about sending a blitz and all of that stuff. We just have to find a way to play some tighter coverage because this soft zone is not. It's not cutting it. Plain and simple. So yeah, Teddy Bridgewater is going to pick us apart if we just play a soft zone like that. So I'm not worried about this game at this point. We still got an entire new half to play. Tim Patrick has been the odd man out as far as seems like Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy aren't doing much, but Tim Patrick is open in the middle of the field. So I'm guessing that's Darnay Holmes and the linebackers, which is the biggest concern I had going into this season. Darnay Holmes because he's been struggling, and the linebackers. So see what happens this next half. I'm sure we're making some adjustments in this half, and they're going to get the ball out of the half, and we're going to see just how good they look or how bad they look after they make these adjustments. But I do expect us to come out of this half and get a stop, hopefully force another turnover, and let this offense get the ball back and try to build on what we did on that 75-yard drive. Kadarius Toney did play today. He's definitely. Is this you're the same? You're the same person that did say that, so I'm happy you're in the stream. You actually didn't disappear, but I still don't see anybody getting 31. Yeah, let me update the scoreboard real quick. I'm not used to having a scoreboard on the channel on the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and just make this third quarter. All right. I don't think the defense is suffering because of the offense, but you could say they might be getting a little bit tired. But at the same time, they're in this soft zone. So I mean, guys are open regardless. I don't think it's a fatigue thing. Yeah. They continuously struggle in the 2 minute drill because there's no person on this line that's getting instant pass rush that's unblockable. That's going to just ruin these 2 minute drills. The only person that's capable of doing that is Leonard Williams, and they can put two guys on him and then go ahead and just single up everybody else, and they don't have to deal with that. Yeah, I think Patrick Graham is going to mix this up the second half. He looked really relaxed, almost like he was smiling in that second quarter after they pretty much went right down the field on us. So I think he'll have a new game plan in the second half. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't have him have too much time and be playing a soft zone. I mean, let's try to disrupt something. If we can't disrupt the quarterback, at least try to disrupt the receiver. But I cannot believe the Lions almost came back. They almost came back to the on the 49ers, man. But I expect to see a different defense this second half, definitely. The run defense, I'm not necessarily worried about. But the pass defense, Teddy Bridgewater is just, I mean, he's having a good game. They got guys just that are pretty much just wide open. And Teddy Bridgewater is just taking advantage of what's there, which is what I said he would do. If we got aggressive or we left guys open. Oh yeah, I definitely think the Browns are going to beat the Chiefs. I don't think that's a good matchup for them. But shout out to Henry for becoming a member. I'm definitely going to start putting some more content over there now that the season is coming back around. Look for some extra film sessions and some other new content. As we get through the season. Yeah, that's crazy that the 49ers almost blew that lead. I mean, they were leading, I think 41-19 with 2 minutes left, and they almost choked that game. What did Baker do? Yeah, the Giants. I mean, they're just being the Giants right now. Some things that we seen that are same as last year that we need to fix. Uh, and like I said, I saw a little bit of new play design. Saw some new things that I hope we keep. But we gotta figure out how to stop these guys, any quarterback, because we couldn't stop Andy Dalton at times last year in the 2 minute warning. So it's not necessarily like some quarterback is so good. Not to downplay Teddy Bridgewater, but we have got to figure out how to stop any quarterback in the 2 minute warning. Because if we cannot get any kind of a pass rush, we got to figure out another way to do it. And the games that we were able to stop people in the 2 minute drills, um, it was when Leonard Williams just completely took over the game against Seattle, against the Cowboys. Other than that, we weren't really good in those situations, and we depended on our defense not in those situations to get things done. Hopefully, they get back into this game soon. They get back out at halftime. I have no idea if Cam is going to go to the Washington football team. Um, I think they like Taylor Heineke. I think they might give that dude a chance. And if they want to give Taylor Heineke a chance, they're not going to bring in Cam as his backup. But Ron Rivera does have that Cam Newton connection. He did say that he thought of bringing him in. And maybe they call Cam and bring him in. And Heineke just stays as the backup. Could happen. Definitely could happen. But the Broncos are loaded at receiver. We can't forget that. So there's a reason we haven't been playing man this first half is because they got a bunch of receivers. They have, like I said, I don't think they have that receiver that's like top seven, top 10, but they do have those receivers that are good receivers, and they have about 4 or 5 deep. So I do expect them to start pressing more. Even if you're playing zone, you can play more aggressive of a zone and start pressing and start playing tighter zones. But like playing basically what looks like prevent defense the entire game, that's not working. We cannot lose this game, people. The trash that these Broncos people have been talking cannot lose this game. So we're gonna punt this, not punt it. We're gonna kick it off to the Broncos because we got ball first half. The thing is, last year the running game was always there. After about week 7, week 6, maybe even earlier, the running game was always there. It just seems like now that we have better running backs, the offensive line can't block for them. Like the holes last year were ridiculous. All right, let's kick this through the end zone. Now let's come out here and get this 3 and out and get the ball back. See what I'm saying? I mean, Javante Williams, 5 rushes for 14 yards. Nothing crazy. Jerry Judy's at 52 yards. Teddy's only has 3 incompletions. That's the biggest thing right here is that we've been allowing them, these easy completions with these soft zones. They'll probably try to establish the run in the second half, and we just got to keep doing what we've been doing against the run. Come on now. Don't let him turn the corner like that, man. Come on. Don't let him turn the corner like that. You play good run defense initially, and then they just they get the outside linebackers, and you give up an extra 4 yards that you didn't have to give up. Got to keep them one dimensional. That's just a good catch, man. Okay, he dropped it. I was gonna say that would have been a good catch. So we got him here at 3rd and 5 again. Like I said, we can get 3 and out right here. We're gonna be looking good. We can get 3 and out right here. We're in a perfect position to take back control of the game. Come on, man. Like, how many times are we gonna get close to sacking this dude, man? Oh boy. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous that we allow him to throw across his body. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is definitely a mobile guy, but he has never been someone who is so elusive like he's Kyler Murray, where we just like people can't get him on the ground like that. That is inexcusable. Oh yeah, Teddy's a professional. That's the perfect description of Teddy Bridgewater. He's going on about his business, man. Danny Shelton just, I'm sure Javonte Williams is like, dang, are these NFL defensive linemen? We cannot go giving up scores on this drive because if they just had the ball at the end of the second quarter and they're getting it back here, our offense at this point hasn't touched the ball in about 30 minutes real time. So we got to get off the field soon. Oh my, turn around and catch the interception. Turn around and catch the interception. McKinney had a easy interception that he could have just turned around and caught. You see him turn around and you didn't even turn around. I mean, just turn around and catch the interception, man. I mean, that's ridiculous. 3rd and 6 right here. Let's see if we can get off the field on 3rd down this time. Yeah, this is no good, man. At this point, this is beyond what the offense is doing. The defense has just got to get off the field. Because again, the last time the offense touched the ball was probably over 35 to 40 minutes ago. They got to be warming up on the sideline because they haven't touched the ball in forever. But this defense has got to tighten up. They are playing some more man coverage, and they're just throwing it, man. And they're just throwing it. Oh, that dude is trash. He's trash. KJ Hamler is trash, man. And there's a Dory Jackson. He doesn't know that we don't give up big plays here. That was a busted coverage. and KJ Hamler dropped a wide open touchdown. Listen, if the defense is going to play like this year, then things are different. But they got to tighten that up, man, because some people told me about Adoree Jackson. From what I saw on tape, it didn't really match it. But come on, man, make a tackle. You're surprised by Bridgewater. I'm not surprised by Teddy. He always does this when he has weapons. He just takes what they give him. But how many times are they going to convert on third down, man? And looking at this offense, that is Pat Shermer's offense, it's getting these guys open. I wish Pat Shermer was still here. But let's see if we can get off the field on 3rd and 4. He's wide open, man. Jabril Peppers is starting to look like Landon Collins in coverage. Jabril Peppers is starting to look like Landon Collins because that's about like the 4th or 5th catch he's given up. And when I say that Jabril Peppers is a very, very good safety, but he's not someone who I would pay a big deal to, this is what I mean. You can't cover as a safety. You're a linebacker. And he's not a linebacker. He's a safety. And they're just easily going down the field. And now they're able to get 4 or 5 yards every time they run the ball. They're not. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater isn't going to make a mistake. That's what Teddy Bridgewater's whole game is. So if they're waiting for him to make a mistake, they're really, not doing it. They're not doing a good job because he's not going to make a mistake. He's literally going to take what you give him. And I see that they've been being more aggressive. That's how we almost got beat for that touchdown. But guys are still open because you just can't cover them. And this is how the Broncos, I guess, look. Finally, Azeez Ojulari gets in there and makes a sack. And I guess this is what, like I said, this is what they start to look like once they have Drew Lock there. And I mean, I'm not celebrating that sack from Azeez because he didn't really do much to get that sack. I mean, we finally actually covered someone. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. Again, Daniel Jones has not touched the ball in about 45 minutes at this point. Third and 7. That play was late, man. This is ridiculous. Did we get that ball back? Oh, what's going on with Judy? I hope he's okay, man. I hope he's not good, man. He's not okay. First off, it looked like he didn't fumble that. He definitely broke his leg. I don't think that's not a fumble. I don't think that's a fumble. Oh, it is a fumble. He dropped the ball because he broke his leg. Hey, Aaron, that sucks, man. That sucks. That really sucks. That really sucks because Judy is a really good player. And he's a good dude, man. That sucks. That was a fumble, but like I said, he fumbled because he broke his leg. Oh man. Man, that sucks, man. I was really looking for Jerry Jeudy to have a big season this year too. I thought he was going to finally take that next step. Because last year, I mean, Judy was playing with Drew Lock. He was playing with other dudes. He was playing with, a couple of games. One game, he had a wide receiver at quarterback. Exactly. And the Giants are always breaking people's. That happened with Dak, too. It's the same thing. I mean, obviously, I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but that's just, just bad luck, man. Yeah, Bridgewater looks good. He looks like he's definitely an upgrade over Drew Lock because Drew Lock will give you these big plays, but he's also going to make some really stupid plays. Yeah, his leg is definitely broken. It's definitely broken, man. I'm not really going to judge how the Eagles look right now because they played against the Falcons, and I don't think the Falcons are going to win that many games. Yeah, it wasn't dirty. It wasn't a dirty hit. But yeah, I don't think the Falcons are going to win that many games at all. I don't think they're that good. I don't think they have. Paulson Adebo got an interception. That's somebody I want the Giants to take. But yeah, I don't think the Falcons are. I think they stink. So I expected the Eagles to win until someone convinced me otherwise. But I just don't think the Falcons are that good. And man, that sucks, man. First game, man, you having I mean, what was that? Like 70 something, almost 80 yards already. Yeah. The knee isn't down at all. I don't know what this announcer is talking about, but the knee wasn't down. And the only reason it wasn't down is because his leg was already broken. Oh, okay. It does look like the right knee is down. So they might keep that. Okay, yeah. He did keep it. I saw that, yeah. So yeah, they're going down the field on us. Oh, they're being aggressive, JTG, but that's how they almost gave up that big touchdown. This defense just, I mean, I'll be honest, right now, after coming out of the half and playing a whole different way, we switched over to man. This defense at this point just doesn't look that good, or we at least don't look like we're equipped to play against this many good receivers. I don't know. I mean, we did it. We did well against Dallas last year. We did well against the Bucks for a while, but I don't know what's going on with this defense. They're not looking too good right now. The offense has got to, really make a statement when they get the ball back, whether they score 3 or whether they score 7, to give this defense some inspiration. And I mean, I can't really go against people who are saying the Giants defense is trash because they look trash now. All last year they looked a lot better than this. I mean, to have a quarterback complete, 80% of his passes. This is like a flawless performance. Of course, they still haven't given up that much points. I mean, you got to seal the deal, man. You got to seal the deal. It looks like somebody was laying on the ground in the end zone. Couldn't tell. I guess it got up by itself, but yeah, the turnover got overturned. Third and 8 again. I mean, the Broncos have converted pretty much every third down since the second half of the second quarter. So let's see if we can finally get off the field. Make a tackle. 4th and 1. Will they kick a field goal or will they go for it? If I was them, I would just go for it because the Giants have not shown that they could stop us in any kind of short yardage. And Jabril Peppers is getting worked. He's getting worked, man. Jabril Peppers is getting worked. I would put a corner on. I would put Darnay Holmes or put McKinney, anybody on Noah Fant because Jabril Peppers isn't doing a good job at all. I would throw Logan Ryan on him or something. Yeah, they're going for it. I think they're really going to go for this too. And if we can get a stop, this will be a big shift. Make this tackle. Oh my gosh. Yeah. this is just one of those times. I was gonna say the Giants defense looks bad, but at this point, it's just not it's just not a good day for these dudes. I mean, to see Blake Martinez miss a tackle like that and then watch this dude stretch out from there, like it's just not a good day for them. It's on the offense. If we want to get back in this game, the offense is going to have to really turn it up. The offense is going to really have to turn it up. But I mean, the Giants always start off slow. What are they throwing a challenge for, man? What's the point? Who cares? Even if it's not a touchdown, you haven't shown them you can stop it. Put the ball in somebody else's hands. Put the game in somebody else's hands besides that defense because they're getting roasted right now. And you just wasted a timeout pretty much. They already challenged I mean, that's what I'm saying. They already challenged the scoring play. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They already look back at it if it's a score. All scoring plays are reviewed. I don't know what Joe Judge is doing, but I'm not going to blindly defend stupid behavior. And that was a stupid thing that he just did. One thing that if the Giants end up being bad this year that I'll enjoy is watching Giants fans turn on Joe Judge. that that would be funny. And I'm not like pointing fingers at anybody in the chat. It'd just be funny to just watch how like Joe Judge could do nothing wrong, and to watch people turn on him would be hilarious. But that was a very, very stupid move by Joe Judge. I mean, all scoring plays are reviewed. I mean, I'm sitting in a chair at home, and I know that. So you basically just threw away a timeout so you could talk to them. But like I said, if the Giants' offense is about anything, all the resources we put into the offense, all of the resources we put into you know all the resources we put into the offense, they got to step up because who cares what the defense does right now if the offense goes back and scores another touchdown? All the defense has to do is get one more stop. I mean, we got to put up some points either way. Again, Denver ate up 9 minutes. So it's been almost an hour since the Daniel Jones and the Giants have touched the ball. It's been probably over an hour. Oh yeah, Shermer can call some plays, man. Shermer's perfect quarterback is Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is going to have probably a really good season this year, just like what's the guy's name? The guy in Minnesota that Pat Shermer was with that had a really good year. Um, Basically the dude that had a good year that actually got Pat Shermer hired as a Giants coach. Rick, it's just really funny how It's really funny how you're just really relaxed in the off season, and as soon as the Giants start messing around, you just change that whole tone. Oh yeah, Case Keenum. Yeah, it's definitely Case Keenum. Yeah. I think that Teddy Bridgewater can have a Case Keenum type of year, and I think he's probably a little bit better than Case Keenum was that year. So Pat Shermer is really good with quarterbacks. There's a reason that there was a drop off in play after Daniel Jones got a new offensive coordinator that was pretty much the complete opposite of Pat Shermer. Pat Shermer uses the best out of all of his players. Jason Garrett probably limits most of his players. You give up on the season if we start. I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, I couldn't blame you. If we start off 0-2 almost every year over these last couple of years. I mean, since 2013, I think it was, we started off 0-2 every year but one. The I changed the score now. The scoreboard is updated, Henry. I think you're on a little bit of a delay. I've kind of noticed in the chat, so you might want to refresh yours. But yeah, I just did it about I guess about 2 minutes ago. Saw it in the chat. He said, "Where you got?" Listen, I don't really tell people how to root for their team, but I understand. I mean, you're not going to see me just give up on the season until there's no more games left. King Toad is a good dude, man. He's a good fan. I don't care how many plays it is. I just need a touchdown drive. What did we do this offseason? We got Saquon back. We brought in Kenny Golladay. We brought in Kadarius Toney. Brought in Kyle Rudolph. That's four reasons why we need to be scoring more than 14 or 13 points a game. Which is why what the defense just did at the end of the day is irrelevant. We need to be getting, close to over 20 points a game at the very least. Or else you can't expect to win games anyway. So look at Saquon. That looked like Saquon. That looked like the guy I remember. That's a nice 5 yards right there. Yeah, Rick is heated. I can tell. I can tell through your typing. I can tell you're serious. But yeah, I don't really understand why Joe Judge did that. And this could be a game that we could, end up blaming on coaching. But we still got a lot of time. And again, it's in the offense's hands right now. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I know he didn't drop that. It better have gotten swatted. I know he didn't drop that. Okay, it got swatted. Yeah, basically like you said, basically like you said, the scheme is horrible because people know exactly what plays you're running. 3rd and 5 right here. I saw somebody say that Sterling Shepard got the first down, so I'm not really surprised. Sterling Shepard is carrying the offense right now. Sterling Shepard is carrying the offense right now. That's the first time I've ever seen Jason Garrett run a pick play. That's what I'm saying. Give your defense some confidence, give them some help because it has been tough sledding for that defense. Give them some time off first off and put some points on the board. Look at Saquon. That's definitely Saquon. He's not getting the blocking he deserves, but he looks like he's back. Yeah, that's Kareem Jackson making a nice play. This dude Saquon just really looks like a cat though in space, man. All right, 2nd and 8, play action, another strike. That was a tight window, but it looked like Shep had a chance to catch that. I would have checked that down to Saquon. I would have definitely checked that down to Saquon. Oh no, that was a bad pass. That was a little short. Thank you for spoiling that for me. That makes me happy. You said Shep is on fire, so that makes me happy. We convert on 3rd and 8. There we go. There we go, Shep. There we go. It looks like I can't really look at this chat because you guys are a decent amount ahead of me now. It speeds up and then it slows back down. I don't get it. But we're moving right now. Another play action. Take that shot. Darius Slayton trips. Darius Slayton trips. I mean, let's get Kenny Golladay involved. I want to see it. I mean, I want to see it. First, it looks like they're probably this dude Darius Slayton, man. He does not get enough. Evan Ingram gets all of the hate for dropping passes, and Darius Slayton drops passes all day. He drops passes on a regular basis. First off, we should have already had the first down if he didn't slip. Second of all, you're dropping wide open passes, man. Catch the ball, man. You have to catch the ball. Yeah. Run the ball. Run the football. Yeah. That's a grown man, man. Push the pile. This is what I'm talking. This is the team that I've been waiting to see. The defense is acting crazy. I'm telling you, the offense has to pick it up. It's on the offense. It's on the offense. And why is that dude grabbing, like trying to put his finger in Saquon? Man, listen, that dude's weird. That dude's weird. He just violated Saquon, man. That's weird. Another play action. DJ takes off. That is a listen. First off, that's not a fumble. That's not a fumble. That's not a fumble. He was on the ground. That's not a fumble. Let me see this replay. I know this dude didn't fumble the ball, but let me see this replay. Because it looked to me like he hit the ground. Oh, that's a fumble. Oh yeah, this dude, man. This dude, you gotta hold on to the ball, man. You're getting too old for this. I'm not making excuses for you. I know you can't be fumbling at this, man. Listen, you can't be fumbling like that, man. And then you're gonna throw this trash defense back out there today. I don't care what the defense plays like for the rest of the year. Today, this defense is trash. Daniel Jones has about 2 more of those. Nah, man, you can't be losing your team the game like that. You making all those good throws and then you fumble. Oh man. Again, maybe if you stop trying to be a Superman and you slide like a regular quarterback, maybe you don't fumble right there. The dude doesn't slide, man. He never slides. A quarterback is not used to holding the ball in those situations. That's why you slide. That's why you slide. And that's also how you get hurt. Every time DJ's gotten hurt, it's been because he carries the ball like this, and then he puts his head down, and he ends up landing on his legs. So I mean, you need to slide. And at this point, I'm looking at Joe Judge, I'm looking at Jason Garrett, and I'm telling you, why is Daniel Jones not sliding when there's contact coming? Why is Daniel Jones not sliding when there's contact? He is not a running back. He's not used to carrying the football. So why is he not sliding? You put together this drive and then you fumble the football. Listen, if we get 14 right there, we're in business. And our defense gets onto the field with some passion. Now they're back, trying not to mess things up. Let's tighten up. It looks like the defense is going to have to, whatever we get is going to have to be from this defense. And it doesn't look like they're going to give us anything. Stop this. 2 yards. Let's go. Like, this dude, Daniel Jones, needs to learn how to slide for real, man. Because, like, I try to deal with facts, which means last year, in the second half of last year, he did not have much issues at all with fumbling. But once you're in the open field, the biggest issue with this dude is in the open field, he does not slide. Come on, man. Third and 9. Let's get the ball back and put together another drive because we should have had 7 points on the board right there. And look, I mean, can you really sit there and say that Teddy Bridgewater isn't a good quarterback? Because he's been under pressure at times and he just makes calm decisions. That tight end is the one that messed that up. They converted another third down, apparently from the chat. Yeah, I mean, this defense isn't cutting it, man. That's way too much time. There was nobody within 10 yards of this dude. There was nobody within 10 yards of this dude. Kenny Golladay has one target and one catch. How many? I mean, like, at this point, I'm blaming Adoree Jackson because a lot of this stuff is happening on his side, and I didn't see that. And everybody wanted to talk about how bad Isaac Yiadom was, but Isaac Yiadom was always in the right spot. I am seeing all of these busted coverages. And I mean, like I said, no one was within 10 yards of the dude. And now they're going to start running the ball because they're tired. I mean, they're going to start running the ball because we're tired at this point. If they get any points on this drive, that's it, man. You cannot run a defense like this, man. Oh, no, man. Like, this is what I mean. Tackle. At least the Packers are getting destroyed. Always love to see that. I'm not going to the Jets. You're never gonna catch me going to the Jets. Yeah, this is bad defense, man. You better not throw a flag. I was about to say Teddy Bridgewater needs to get a helmet that fits, man. Teddy Bridgewater needs to get a helmet that fits because all of this flopping around with a loose helmet makes it look like everything is a late hit. No one hit him. He's smiling because he knows that his helmet is loose, man. Like, what's going on with this dude? Why is his helmet so loose so every time he gets touched or breathed on, his helmet falls off? That's a safety issue. I mean, this is just something else, man. If Daniel Jones would slide like we just saw Teddy Bridgewater, if he just slid like we just saw Teddy Bridgewater do, you guys realize that we probably would have 14 on the board right now, and it'd probably be 17-14 instead of what's about to happen right now, which is about to be 24-7 in a game that we have not played that bad in until end of the second half, third quarter, which is the same issues we had last year. End of the half, third quarter is when we started losing these games. And I see all these Giants fans on Twitter every year saying, like, we're going to prove them wrong. And everybody mad at the media for having their opinions and laughing at the Giants. But it's the same thing they're seeing every year. We can't be mad at them. We can't be mad at them. And I mean, if Daniel Jones doesn't learn how to slide, he's not going to last in the NFL anyway. It doesn't matter what he does. Uh, what he does in the pocket. Even if he becomes a better pocket passer, if he doesn't know how to slide, he's going to always be hurt and he's going to always be fumbling either way. These aren't even paper cuts, man. These are regular old knife wounds because the passes we're giving up on third down, like 20, 30-yard passes, a guy's wide open. Like, come on, man. Oh, the Broncos aren't a joke. Definitely not. And you know what's crazy? I've seen some Broncos fans type 31-10. And if that happens, I'm going to be really sick. See what I'm saying? Second and third quarter is when it all happens. We just need the defense to get some sort of a stop, get offense another chance. But it doesn't seem like they're going to do that because every time we make a good play and get them on third and long, it's like once we get them in the third and long, it becomes an easier conversion for them. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep the faith with you, man. I'm gonna keep the faith with you. I'm gonna keep the faith with you. Teddy Bridgewater really needs to get a helmet that fits him though, because that's making me mad. Let's see what happened. Apparently there was a third and 17. Here we go. Let's get him, man. Logan Ryan and Leonard Williams. Logan Ryan and Leonard Williams. If nobody got me, they got me. I can only imagine the coverage they're playing on Kenny Golladay, but I want to see him touch the ball soon because I mean, one target, that's not what you want out of that. It's third and 17. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Screenplay. All right. Oh yeah, they're gonna roast Joe Judge tomorrow. Like I said, it's just gonna be funny to me. Um, I mean, listen, I'm holding out faith. The Giants are gonna come back and win this game. But if the Giants, like I said, if they stink this year, and what we've seen in the second and third quarter is what we're gonna see this entire year, it is going to be funny to see Giants fans that crown Joe Judge as like the next Parcells and Tom Coughlin just turn on him. We need 2 touchdowns. We got pretty much the entire fourth quarter. Shouldn't be too bad. But it always seems like something strange with the Giants. With the Giants, always happens, man. Something strange always happens. Like every year, something strange happens. Like we go from having like one of the best offenses in the league in 2014 and 2015 to all of a sudden the offense sucks. And then in 2016, we have the best defense. And then the next year that defense sucks. So it's just at this point, man, we're cursed. Like I said, we got 13 minutes to score 2 touchdowns. I've seen a great Eli Manning score 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes. See if DJ can do it in 13 minutes. If DJ can get us into the 20s and it's not complete garbage time, I'll forgive his little fumble. If not, I'm going to let him have it because I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to forget that because you should have slid. Because I think as far as the pocket and all of that stuff about him fumbling, he fixed that. But as far as running, he is a liability every time he takes off because one, he could get hurt. Two, because he could fumble because the dude doesn't slide. He doesn't slide, man. I don't get how you can be a quarterback in this league and not slide. I don't know any quarterback that doesn't slide besides maybe Josh Allen. And the offensive line is, and that's my point, man. The offensive line is playing well. Guys are making plays. First of all, we haven't really had the football. And now this dude, drove down the field and fumbled it. So, first off, I mean, the defense played horribly this game so far. I mean, that's just that. They've played horribly. And we haven't had the ball. So, even though the possessions we've had, we've moved the ball. Once we get that turnover, that gap becomes bigger. Oh yeah, man, Adoree is playing like he's playing horribly. Hopefully that dude steps up. If not, man, we are stuck at least for this year and next year with this contract. The way that that's set up. If your defense is playing bad, you cannot excuse. I mean, you can't turn the ball over if your defense is playing bad. Last year, DJ would turn the ball over at the beginning of the year, and our defense would get the ball back for him and not give up a touchdown. But that's not what they do these days. Saquon doesn't look garbage. It's just nobody blocking for him. He's had a couple of nice runs. All right. Second down coming up. Again, let's target somebody down the field. I mean, we don't have to force everything. We got some time, but I want to see some targets go towards Kenny Golladay. He's the dude we're paying a lot of money. He's a playmaker. Can you slide, please? Thank you. You slide and you get hit like that, and they throw flags. Why haven't they thrown flags? Why didn't they throw a flag? Why didn't they throw a flag? You can just hit the quarterback in the head like that? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I know they didn't throw a flag on Kyle Rudolph. Did this dude did they throw a flag against us for complaining? Okay, they threw a flag for whatever happened after the play. So I'll take the 15 yards however I can get it. I'll take the 15 yards for how for however I can get it. Yeah, at this point, man, I would probably. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me change this score real quick. I would probably and it's the fourth quarter. I would probably abandon the run. I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably would abandon the run at this point because it's not working and it's just wasting time. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad this dude slid, man. Apparently we didn't go for it. I'm still on third down. You know Joe Judge isn't gonna go for oh boy. Yeah, Darius Slayton, man. I don't know what's going on. You guys are really ahead of me. You got I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I see people saying let's go. You guys at this point are about a play and a half ahead of me. At this point, I don't know, man. Apparently, Darius Slayton probably dropped something because he's trash. Okay, DJ actually ran for it. I'm like tempted to dip out of this Sunday ticket stream and then go back in to see if it'll speed me up, but I'm not going to do it because I feel like I'm just probably just behind. This dude Saquon has been bottled up, man. This was a cakewalk. I don't know what happened. I'm still behind. This sucks, man. And I'm looking at the chat more now, and you guys seem like it's some spicy stuff happening. Clean pocket. Golladay. That's Golladay right there. This is what I'm saying, man. Get the ball to Golladay, man. He's 100% catch rate right now. Get the ball to Golladay. The blitz got picked up perfectly. Perfect protection. Just throw the ball to Kenny Golladay. That wasn't even a well advised throw, but he's just gonna come and snatch it up. This dude Saquon dropped the ball. I'm not going. Hey, listen, Saquon gets a free drop. Saquon gets a free drop because he hasn't played in forever and he's rusty. Travis Kelce scored. That's good for my fantasy team. They just let the Chiefs come back. The Giants are actually moving the football, so that's good. We just have to get in the end zone right here. Who's that? Eli Penny? Or is that Devontae Booker? All right, this is the touchdown play. And you got to think this is 4-down territory anyway. So this is the touchdown play. This is the touchdown play. 10 plays, 62 yards, 5 minutes. This is the touchdown play right here. This is the touchdown play, and we get the ball, and it's a walk-off touchdown for the win. Golladay one-on-one. What is going on? Oh, he just threw that away. What was that, a late hit? Oh, pass interference on the defense. All right, man, let's get in the end zone. Man, I don't want to look at the roster. I don't want to look at it. Oh, yeah, that's definitely pass interference. Look at DJ actually escaping the thing. That I still wouldn't have thrown that if I was him, but he actually got out of the pocket that time. Let's go ahead and throw this one in. Go ahead and throw it in. 31st in the red zone last year. This time we got to capitalize. We've been moving the ball all day. Get into the end zone this time. I know you didn't almost throw an interception, man. I know you didn't just almost throw that to him, man. I don't care whose offense it is or if it's Jason Garrett's fault. You shouldn't be throwing that, man. If he's going to continue to play like this, you can't stay here. You can't stay here because that's not something you should be throwing. Third and goal. Just glanced at the chat about 20 seconds ago. I didn't see anything, so obviously we didn't score yet. First first in the NFL in red zone defense last year, the Broncos were. We were second to last in red zone offense last year. Oh, I guess we didn't score. Guess we didn't score. Oh, that's disrespectful. You got the Broncos telling their fans to no, man, that's disrespectful. They can't come to MetLife and do that. 13 play drive, 14 play drive for nothing. At least he targeted Golladay, but that's not going to cut it. Turnover on downs. Missing Evan Ingram. I don't know. I don't know if maybe Evan Ingram would have bounced one up for us. Got us an interception. Got them an interception. I think Joseph Castro is I think he's a Broncos fan. I don't know. I've seen a couple of Broncos fans that I saw in my comments that popped in. I think Castro was there as a Broncos fan. You don't blame the offense. I blame the whole team. I blame the whole team. Yeah, I mean they can't. They got to score points, man. They got 7 points on the board. Like let's be real. We can't get pissed off at the defense. Yeah, they played a horrible game, but if the offense can't even put up 17 points, I mean, offense can't put up 21. How many games are you going to win? 7 points on the board right now. We know that the team isn't going to go 0-17. It looks like the same team as last year, to be honest with you, which is 5 to 7 wins, and the defense looks worse. So I don't think playing DJ would have made a difference because everybody was missing. But offense has got to do something. We've been moving the ball way better than last year against a really good defense. But at this point, we got to get in the end zone, and we couldn't do it. We targeted Rudolph. We targeted Golladay. It was just too late. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure Joseph was a Broncos fan. So, I mean, I would expect him to be excited. Listen, that's what I'm saying. I hold everybody on this team accountable. I always hold them accountable. Joe Judge is at fault first off because if we were to score right there, or if we do get a chance to score and get the ball back, we could have used that extra timeout that he wasted. Second of all, you continue to let Jason Garrett call these plays. Third of all, we lost a possession because Daniel Jones wasn't coached up well enough to slide when he needs to slide. The Giants will not bring in Cam Newton, I'm telling you. And it's not because of my opinion of him. It's because the Giants just they wouldn't bring him in, sadly. But yeah, they won't bring in Cam Newton. I would be really surprised. The Giants are really focused with doing things the Giants way, and Cam Newton isn't the Giants way. Yeah, Dory doesn't look good, man. Some people told me that Dory was a bad signing, but I said I'll give him a chance. He looked really good in the offseason, but Dory has not looked good. So maybe it's going to take him a couple of weeks. But right now, no, he does not look good. Kadarius Toney played a couple of plays, and then he's not in there now. But I mean that hasn't been the issue. We just haven't been able to execute in the red zone. DJ turned the football over, and Azeez Ojulari is going for that strip, but all he's doing is missing a tackle. Listen, Kay, I don't stress myself out over things that make no difference. I don't control I don't control the Giants. So I can't decide who's on the team and who's not on the team. So I'm always going to root for whatever quarterback is there with the Giants. I'm just going to root for whoever's there. So I just don't see any point in, you know, hating on that because right now I see a lot more issues. Besides, Azeez Ojulari got some pressure there, but they got another first down. This dude Teddy, man. I mean, he's like an NBA player with these flags. Like I just couldn't live a life where I just constantly am just mad at the quarterback of my team. I wouldn't be able to watch it. Like Evan Ingram, he doesn't touch the ball every play, but I just couldn't like see like every play me being angry at the person that's taking the snap. That would just be just a terrible existence, man. I like that the Broncos fans are finding my old tweets. Oh man, 70-yard run. Oh yeah, they. I mean, what do you expect from them when they playing the whole game? They're not going to be able to stop the run the whole game. But Melvin Gordon is able to run that fast, man. He's not that fast enough to do that, man. I'm just mostly glad that the exact score prediction that I got from a Broncos fan didn't happen, which was 31-10. So that's the only thing I can take away from that. But one thing that I'm sick of is being a Giants fan and being in a position where I'm thinking from logic way. Like I'm like everything that I thought of. That's why I didn't even come up with like a bunch of bravado and a bunch of trash talking about the Broncos because the Broncos are a good team. But logic tells you that this game should have been a 24-21 game, 17-20 something game because last year the Giants defense was good. Last year the Broncos defense was good. And they were missing Bradley Chubb. He was out. So it showed you this should have been a very low scoring game, a competitive game, just because of the histories that you see between these two teams. But the Giants do not they don't logic doesn't apply to the Giants. The Giants will get blown out when you least expect them to, and the Giants will compete against the Seahawks and dominate the Seahawks from start to finish when you don't expect them to. Exactly. Monty Monty Ball got destroyed by some Giants fans. But hey, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, I feel like once this offense irons some things out and gets these guys more situated in the offense, I actually feel actually better about the offense than I do the defense. I'm probably gonna have to take an entire like probably by my next stream, I'll actually be able to change the scoreboard when someone scores. You said take the scoreboard down. Listen, I'll probably be able to change that stuff in real time uh, when the actual thing starts. But yeah, I mean this. I actually feel better about the offense than I do the defense because our defense was built on the secondary. And it seems like getting rid of Isaac Yadam, who's like at fourth corner on somebody else's team right now, and then adding someone who I thought was at worst a second corner was a bad thing. It seems like Adoree Jackson's addition to there has confused that defense to where they don't know where it's supposed to be, and they just stop being able to tackle. And of course, if you're a defense and you're on the field the entire day, doesn't matter how good you are against the run, you're just eventually going to fold. You're going to see runs happen like that. But yeah, there's a lot of issues, and I'm going to get to them, in a post game video. But I'm not mad at Aziz Ojolari for that hit. I mean, he's out there competing. But again, I mean, you can't expect Daniel Jones to play defense. But one thing that you can expect from Daniel Jones or that you need from your starting quarterback is you need him to quiet the teams down. You need him to quiet stuff down, and him fumbling did not quiet down that defense. I'm not even gonna respond to that one unlimited. Unlimited. I'm not even gonna get into that. But yeah, I mean, DJ was supposed to quiet that stuff, and he was quiet in that, the noise of that other team. And then once you go out there and you don't slide and you fumble the ball, that just changes the tide. Kenny Golladay looks exactly as advertised. And I think you guys are ahead of me. He probably caught this exactly. Giants are sounding like Cowboys fans at this point because we keep getting fooled. That's why I always say that John Mara is Jerry Jones North. But apparently Golladay made another play. This dude Golladay, man, I mean, it seems like he's going to be just fine. I'm not worried about Golladay at all. I don't even think I'm worried too much about this offense once we play actual teams with normal defenses instead of a defense that's this good. But what we saw from our defense looked terrible. It really looked terrible. Oh, yeah, we're going to call the same plays, man. We're going to call the same plays. Oh, my God. Golladay is just snatching everything. This dude Golladay is snatching up everything, man. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I really believe that if our defense had been able to get what is he doing? That's the same thing that happened with Evan Ingram. Is they just, I guess he expected him to stop, but that doesn't make any sense. But it seems like if our offense had gotten more possessions, that they would have been able to do things. But once your defense pretty much shuts you out of the second and third quarter, I mean, you don't even get that many at bats. And if you turn the ball over that one time, it just pretty much snowballed everything out of proportion. This dude Slayton, man. Listen, this dude Slayton. Listen, Fitz Vegas has been like hating on Darius Slayton for months now. But hey. Oh man. Let me guess. Oh, Von Miller got a sack. Oh yeah, it's a hell game. 100%. Matt Parrott he's just something else, man. Matt Parrott is something else. Matt Parrott forgot that the play started. I mean, listen, there's no point in taking timeouts. No, he wasn't offsides. Matt Parrott just is not good at playing football. I don't either. I don't either. And look at this. We actually have a player right now, Kenny Golladay, that looks like he's a complete monster just from this game. Like, just from this game, man. So, I don't know, man. Just from this game, it looks like we have a really good player. And then you add on what Shep has been doing. Jason Garrett is something else, man. That's all I can say. It was good, man. Listen, I'm just trying to be the voice of reason. I'm trying not to get Giants fans to completely just give up on watching football in week one, because I know Giants fans will be over the moon if we for some reason go into Washington and blow up. But Listen, I'm gonna give it time. I thought this was a game that it would be very good if we won because going into Washington off of a win, yeah, the defense was trash. Yeah, they listen. I don't know. Authentic, if you have time, if you have like 15 minutes or something, maybe we could get you in here because it'd be interesting to think what somebody else thinks about what happened today. Because I don't think that the offense, I think the biggest problem with the offense today was Daniel Jones fumbling. Other than that, I think the biggest issue was the defense. I'm gonna shoot you the link real quick. Hold up. Yeah, at least they took that shot with Golladay. But I just shot you the link, authentic. But this dude, first off, this dude Golladay looks like a monster. Somebody said we was on. I think it was the other way around. I think somebody said that the Broncos would put up 31 on us. I wouldn't have bet that either one of these teams would put up 31 on. I mean, on anybody, but seems like the Broncos could have. Maybe it was a Giants fan that said something, but I don't remember who that was. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't blame this game on Garrett, but I would. He has been a problem in the past. While I wait for authentic to get in here, let me see. Pull this up. But I wouldn't. I mean, like I said, the offense looks like it could actually be entertaining this year. Because one thing about me is like I'm watching football because I want to see my team win, but I also want it to be entertaining. And it looks like Kenny Golladay is going to actually make some of these games entertaining. But I want to also just give a quick quick second for my sponsor BetQL. Once again, I want to thank BetQL again, the only app you will ever need to beat your sports book. Find their information along with the 25% discount code in the description of this video. Also, check out the special BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL and other sportsbook sign up offers and bonuses. Again, I would definitely check them out. I've gotten a chance. They're very detailed. They got spreads, they got prop bets. Any kind of bet that you want to make, any sport, they got you covered. Listen, Jake, um, Golladay just looks like he's going to actually be entertaining, just like how Odell was a couple of years ago. But we got authentic pulling up now. What's going on, man?
My brother.
Other than what's going on, what's going on?
Man, yeah, other than what's going on, what's going on? I mean, interesting Sunday, man. Definitely didn't expect a blowout here. I think that's like pretty crazy. But if you look at a lot of these last possessions, man, like they just going for it. where you could have took threes there in some of those possessions and maybe made it a closer game. But I agree with what you said 100% about the biggest problem on the offense today was that fumble by Daniel Jones, because they were controlling the clock so heavy that, Broncos pretty much milked the whole third quarter with that drive. And let's not forget the 8-minute 47 drive in the first half in the second quarter. The Giants offense been on the sidelines pretty much the whole day. This is kind of what the Browns was doing to the Chiefs there in the first half, just keeping Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. Exactly. Daniel Jones really wasn't getting the snaps.
And that's what I'm saying. They was treating Daniel Jones like he was prime Peyton Manning the way that they was milking that clock.
Yeah, they really was milking the clock out, man. Let's just keep it 100, man. Everybody was talking about this defense being ranked number 9 coming into this game. That defense looked like trash today. And that's what I'm worried about, is when this defense has to go up against offenses that have a lot of speed or can run the ball effectively. You saw it last year against the Ravens when we got blown out. It becomes a snowball effect where the defense just can't tackle, can't stop, can't make the play. And today you looking at a blowout, which that game was a lot closer than the score says, because it became desperation time there with probably like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And yeah, the Giants just fall victim.
Yeah, I mean, like, if your team, it doesn't matter. I think like in theory, the Giants are a good run team on defense. But if they're out there the whole game, play after play, eventually that's what you're going to get, a 75-yard run.
Yeah, and I think you could blame some of it on that. You could put a little bit on that, but they didn't look good in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos left a lot of points out there. The middle of the field was looking crazy today,
Yeah. That's what I was concerned about. I said that I think about basically every time you see me on somebody's channel and they ask me what my biggest concern was, I said the middle of the field, because we still don't have that coverage linebacker.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers, I thought that he was better than Landon Collins in coverage from what I saw last year, but today, what did Alex Wilson say on Twitter about Andrew Thomas? That's what was happening with Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, Jabril Peppers out there struggling, man, and he's a player from last season that I know a lot of our fans are high on Jabril Peppers, but like to think that that goes back to the trade with the Browns. I've always been one that said nobody won that trade. A lot of people want to argue with me on that because they overhype Peppers. I'm not going to jump the gun. This is one game, but that's what I'm worried about with Peppers. When you got a guy like Noah Fant, you see when they show Noah Fant on the sideline, he looks like a lineman. Bro, you got to be able to check him as a strong safety. Yeah, you got to be able to cover him.
Like it's not even like Jason Witten, he would get open like routing people up, but it's like he's running crossers and you can't keep up with him.
Yeah, it really makes no sense. I don't remember Landon Collins having that much trouble covering tight ends. I do remember Landon Collins having trouble in coverage, on the back end, covering wide receivers and stuff. But I never remember him having trouble covering tight ends. He used to have a little bit of issues with the running backs, I remember as well, coming out the backfield.
The only time I saw Landon Collins get beat like that was when he was on Washington against us, against Caden Smith and Evan Ingram. That's the only time I really seen that. But other than that, let me see. I just think I don't know what's going on with Adoree Jackson. There was gaps right there. Darnay Holmes, it was gaps. And last year, the reason our defense was so good was because first off, that was the first time I seen anybody have any shot at getting behind the defense in a long time.
Yeah.
Because we had that drop touchdown. But
on the blown coverage,
it seems like they're confused. And that was never the case last year, even with Isaac Yadam in there. And that's why I said if we can get what we got from Isaac Yadam last year again, I don't have any problem with it. We just need to score points.
Yeah, and the good thing is that you saw Adoree Jackson, stopping the plays that were over the top on his third of the field, which is a good thing. But it seems like when they're flooding stuff back to the inside of the field, that's the biggest problem. Last year, the Giants' defense was a bend, don't break defense, and those defenses scare me the most because, when the bend breaks, it's going to be a serious problem. We saw a lot of times when teams would get into the red zone, and we would stop them in the red zone last season. And today in this game, you saw that wasn't the case. And on the flip side of the ball, the Giants struggled in the red zone. It's all about the red zone. If you're going to struggle in the red zone, your defense better have a good day. You look at the Washington football team in their game against the Chargers today, they struggled. The Chargers struggled in the red zone more than the Giants did today, but they still came away with the victory because their defense played some good ball. And today, the Giants' defense didn't show up. I mean, we just got to keep it 1,000. Like, okay, Jason Garrett did not call an A+ game. I'm not sitting here saying that to nobody. But I already see the chat on Twitter already kind of happening where people are saying, oh, Jason Garrett blows me, and, you know, Jason Garrett pisses me off. And it's like, yo, let's be real here. Jason Garrett didn't really even have opportunities. We
Like
knew
I
the
said,
offense
they
was going to
barely
come in
touched
a
the
little
ball.
bit slow. You know, we knew that.
Yeah.
You know, and I
mean,
picked the Giants to lose on Thursday on our Thursday show. I picked the Giants to lose, right? And today on the parlay, you know, I wanted to kind of hype myself up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to switch the pick. I'm going to pick us to win the game because I can't come out first game not rooting for my Giants. But deep down in my gut, I knew that the Broncos were going to be able to take care of the Giants. I thought it'd be a closer game on the scoreboard, but today, with the way they blew us out there at the end, it's almost like the Giants gave up. And then for Melvin Gordon to break that run, that long run, yeah, your defense is really folding. Minus the fumble recovery, which was a little sus to begin with, that defense didn't show up at all today.
Exactly. And there goes Shep padding his stats. I don't have no problem with it. But shout out to Joseph Castro in the chat. He's been here all game. He's a Broncos fan. And, yeah, I'm definitely hoping Judy can come back good next year. That sucked to see that, too.
Yeah, I hated to see that injury, and it's the same way that he tackled Dak Prescott. That's Logan Ryan. You know, when he don't got leverage,
I think this time it was Bradbury that tackled him.
Ooh, I thought I saw it was Logan. I thought I saw it was him sitting down like on that kind of pulling his shoulder, but like
I know it was Logan with Dak, but I was pretty sure it was Bradbury.
Yeah, I had to go back and take a look because I thought I saw Logan Ryan again on that one. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, last year we pretty much are seeing what we saw last year. It's like quarterbacks had a high completion percentage against us. We never was a team that was like completely stymieing people. It was just we didn't give up points.
Yeah.
And we also weren't giving up chunks like we did today. So I don't know if this is something that I can expect to see all season, or if this is just because Adoree Jackson is new and we might have to switch up a whole bunch of stuff this upcoming game. But we might have to reevaluate a lot of these predictions if they're going to play like this.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I see a lot of people saying 10-7, some want 11 wins. I picked 9-8, and I think in this division, 9 wins can win it. You know, the Cowboys on Thursday night put the whole division on notice, and you saw the Philadelphia Eagles go out there today in Atlanta, and Jalen Hurts looking like a real top quarterback right now. I know that Atlanta Falcons defense ain't got a player that none of us could probably even name on that defense pretty much. A lot of scraps when it comes to the secondary for sure, but you got to commend a guy like Jalen Hurts going out there balling. And today,
he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. Daniel Jones today didn't do what he was supposed to do.
That's the biggest thing about being a starting quarterback is taking advantage of bad defenses. Yeah. Because how many times did we look, even going back to Eli at the end of his career, and we say, like, this defense is ranked 32nd. They're horrible against the pass. They're horrible against the run. And the Giants put up 13 points.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest part of it is of being a good team is just doing what you're supposed to do. And the Eagles did that today.
Yeah, they did. And with our quarterback, I just think Daniel Jones, he started off pretty decent in the first half there. That fumble is critical. And we know as Giants fans, that's the problem with Daniel Jones. I think it was Booger McFarland talking about you got the Burger King hands. He does. If you look at the run, he sees the tackle about to come. A lot of people in the Bad Dog and Entertainer stream was talking about slide after the fact. I'm not going to say that. Daniel Jones is a big quarterback. When he saw the hit coming, he put both hands on the ball and still fumbled. Something got to give. Maybe it's just a natural thing.
I think what happened with that is he was bracing for the fumble. He just ran a touchdown in. But I think what happened is he was bracing for the hit from the right side, and the other dude came from behind him and poked it out. So it's like he was like bracing on one side, and the other dude caught the weak spot. But
you see him, he knows it's coming.
I want him to slide every time because it doesn't matter how big he is. I'm not, and the thing is, it doesn't really matter how big he is because every time he's gotten hurt, it's been on that exact play where he put both hands on the ball. Yeah. Somebody landed on top of him or he landed awkwardly and he got hurt. So I think he should just start sliding because with
the way that he's a aggressive runner, he had a play right after that where he broke a tackle doing the same thing and didn't fumble. I think that when it fumbles, and in hindsight, it's easy to say that. You know what I mean? But a guy like that who has a fumbling problem, I think we got to find a way to definitely keep him out of harm's way and make it where he don't got to make that decision. But you looking at that play, I want to say it was like a 2nd and 12 or something. He was short of the sticks. But we were moving. It was going to be a big play. We were
Oh
looking at
yeah,
a third and short or a second and short. So like for me, it's like as long as he don't fumble, I'm good with it. But then when he fumbles, I think it's really easy for us to be like, yeah, you should slide, you should slide, you should slide. But at points in time in the NFL, we see it with Patrick Mahomes, we see it with guys like Josh Allen. When they got to make the play, they make the play like that, and they're not fumbling it. You saw it with Jalen Hurts in their game. He had the pressure barreling down on him. It kind of reminded me of Tom Brady on Thursday night. Somebody swiped at his arm, and he just dugged it. You're not going to strip the ball from me. Daniel Jones is playing like a kid out there.
Like, if you ever seen that play with from Jeff Hostetler back in the 80s, where they came behind him and they like tried to swat it out of his hand, full force, hit his arm, and he just held onto the ball. I mean, some people just have it and some people don't. I mean, if you look at Eli, he had some years where he had a bunch of fumbles.
Yeah,
a lot of these quarterbacks, like Andrew Luck, had years where he had a bunch of fumbles and interceptions. It doesn't really matter if Daniel Jones fumbles, if he's fumble prone. If he has 8 fumbles every year, loses 8 fumbles, if he can raise everything else, that's not going to be an issue. But when we have 7 points and you fumbled the only pretty much your best drive of the game, that's when it's
our
like
biggest
the turnovers
opportunity
are
for
our
real.
biggest issue. Because he can have 8. He can have 8 fumbles and 12 interceptions. If he has 30 touchdowns, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's totally true. And just speaking a little bit more on the sliding thing, it's like when Daniel Jones takes in that fake or whatever that was, that RPO play that he took against Philly, right? For the 20-yard touchdown. Not the 81, but the 20-yard touchdown. If he slides, he's not going to get the touchdown.
That's true.
So it's like they're trying to make him this a threat at the runner position. I don't think that Daniel Jones has a high ceiling if you don't add that to his game. He's got to figure out a way to hold the ball, and like this can't happen. I mean, this just can't happen no more, to be honest. And if it does take him sliding to not fumble, then that's what it's going to have to be. But we're going to lose that dynamic playmaker that we could get, a guy who could maybe break the 25-yard touchdown.
See, my thing is, it's not that I want him to slide every time anybody is close at all. It's just like in those situations where he's basically putting down, the time that he fumbled today, he was putting down his head because he was trying to get the first down.
Yeah.
So like at that point, you're putting down your head to get into contact. It's not, if it's 3rd or 4th down, I can live with it. But on 2nd down,
it's tough.
Just slide. I mean, because at that point, you're basically just risking your body, and he never even gets the first down when he fumbled on those plays. He never was even far enough to get the first down. So
he's yards short for sure.
If it's just traffic, sure, just put your hand on the ball like he did against Philly and run it in. But if it's like, I'm just going to put my head down so I can get contact, so I can, get these extra 2 yards, I think that's pretty much sums up his career.
It does, and that's what they talked about trying to clean up with Daniel Jones. They said, Joe Judge even said this in the press conference, that sometimes Daniel Jones don't want to let the play go, and just live to see the other down. He trying to get it on every play. When we got down there in the red zone, even after that drive, some of those throws, I mean, one of those was in triple coverage. I'm just like, Daniel, what are you doing? Throw the ball away. Because really, those should be interceptions, but nobody going to really know about that because it wasn't an interception on paper. So it kind of gets overlooked. But Daniel's making a lot of mistakes out there. Daniel Jones does not look like he's improved from last season that much. And my whole thing was that the weapons was going to help him develop. But somebody said something real smart to me the other day. They said, if your quarterback needs a guy like Saquon Barkley to be good, then he's not a good quarterback.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So he got to get out here and step up. First half, I like what I saw from him. He played clean football in the first half. But then, it seemed like when the pressure started getting applied, when he realized, okay, the defense is not going to win this game for me. You sitting there as a quarterback watching your defense get sliced up every drive, 4th down conversion after 4th down conversion, 3rd down conversion after 3rd down conversion. You looking at it like, man, I need to make a play, because if I don't make a play, we're not going to win this game. And you saw it. It was a 10-point game, and then all of a sudden it's just a blowout out of nowhere.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I think during the game I said this. I said it's not your quarterback's job to play defense, but it is your quarterback's job to calm the team. How many times do you see like the Bucks or the Patriots in the past get out of hand and Tom Brady just comes in and makes a play, and that just calms everybody down, gives everybody confidence? If Daniel Jones doesn't fumble that ball, the energy we had on that drive where, because anytime Shep is getting going, the entire team is. So if we would have cashed in on that, at that point, it's a 3-point game. we just got the ball, and showed our defense that if y'all get a stop, we'll actually score. Or, we got the hot hand right now. So it just changes everything. And for him to fumble right there, it just said, oh, this is just going to be the same story again.
Yeah,
So
you
everybody
deflate
just
all the
deflate.
air out of the room when you fumble right there. And we're talking about a day where like the bend don't break thing was like more breaking, but like that really broke the defense because now you're looking at a 2-score game already, and the defense allows them to go down there. And now you know when it gets to a 3-score game, teams looking at that like, yo, let me put my foot on the gas.
Exactly.
So for me, it's like I just think with the whole Jason Garrett thing, we got to pump the brakes on that. I think right now, if you're dating back and you want to judge it off what we saw last season, that's okay. But to look at this one game and be like, that's Jason Garrett's fault, you smoking some serious huff.
I just think people are angry and
Yeah,
they're just saying things because some of the things. I mean, listen, I'm not throwing personal shots at people in the chat or anything, but some of the things I've seen in the chat today don't really correlate with what happened today on the field.
yeah,
So I mean, people are just angry and they just gonna go back to the same thing as last year. But
yeah. Somebody got to get blamed.
Jason Garrett today, again, all I was asking for Jason Garrett is just give people a chance to make plays after they catch the ball.
Yeah,
That Sterling Shepard touchdown, perfectly designed play. He cleared
yeah,
everything out, sent Golladay and Slayton deep. Shepard caught the ball underneath, and he scored with it. That was
yeah,
perfect. I didn't see anything where I was like, this is horrible. Like, of course, that one play where I see Rudolph turn around and try to catch it, and the defense already knows what we're running, and he just
yeah,
swats it away. That's that one play. But for the most part, this game was it was lost by the defense first, and then second, Daniel Jones and the offense wasn't able to do enough to be able to stop the bleeding.
yeah.
And once that happens, that's how you get blown out.
Yeah,
So
and
do
you
I
know what
expect
else
us
was a
to go
pivotal
0
play in this game to
17?
me
No.
was the opening drive coming out of halftime. There was on the first 3 downs that the Broncos had in their own territory, on 3rd down, the play that Teddy Bridgewater made there where he kind of scrambled out of the pocket. It's like we almost
Oh
got a
yeah,
sack.
that's
You're arm's
demoralizing.
length away from him, and y'all don't make the play. Like, if the defense comes out and pushes a 3 and out right there, it's a whole different story. It's a whole
Yeah, I
different
mean,
story.
and it's demoralizing to watch that happen, and like, because like defenses aren't going to come out and say like, I'm not scared of this dude, he's trash, and I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is trash, but
Yeah,
nobody looks at Teddy Bridgewater as like this dude is someone we really have to worry about. So to see
yeah,
this dude doing this to you, and you look up and he's like, he has 3 incompletions,
yeah.
like that's
It's
demoralizing.
ridiculous.
So
And Teddy Bridgewater's efficient, man. That's the one thing I like about him as a quarterback. And it's weird. Quarterbacks with that style, I don't know what it is. They get hated on. But Teddy Bridgewater's a solid quarterback. We all know he can get it done. He's
yeah,
not Drew Lock. He reads the field a lot quicker. Go look at his preseason tape. Just look at the plays that people from the NFL are breaking down from Teddy Bridgewater, why he got the starting job. He reads the field really quickly. I think he only got sacked just a couple times today. And he tries to not make mistakes. Whereas, yeah, we're looking at a quarterback on the Giants side that, yeah, that's the biggest problem is the mistakes on the field. And today,
yeah,
I don't even want to put the blame on one person for anything. This was just a bad team effort across the board. Our
yeah,
coach throwing a challenge flag on a play that was a
yeah.
touchdown. That goes to
That
show
was
you
a
he's not in
horrible.
tune.
Yeah,
Offensively, things were not clicking. I see somebody in the chat said Jason Garrett wasn't creative in the run. I agree with that to an extent, but it's hard to be creative
yeah.
in the run when you got a guy coming back from a knee injury and a guy in Devin Booker who I don't know yet. I'm not sold on him yet.
Yeah, one thing I'll
Not
say
explosive
though,
coming up to the line.
yeah, one thing that's weird too is that if you watch him in Denver and you watch him with Oakland, that's all he is explosive coming to the line, and some
Yeah.
reason here he's not. But also the
I
Raiders
think
had
we
like
know
a
that's
super
some
line.
reason. I think we know that's some reason. Everybody went into this preseason and saw what was happening with that offensive line. The run blocking, for you to be able to run the ball effectively, you got to be able to block for the runner.
Yeah,
And run blocking today was terrible. It was just awful. Saquon Barkley
against like a
still
weak
making moves in the
interior
backfield.
defensive line.
Yeah,
That was the weakness of their defense, and we couldn't run the ball. I think
yeah.
at that point, like, and then that's what I'm saying. Like, how can you be mad at Garrett because this offense was moving the ball up and down the field from the
All day
possessions we
pretty much.
had, and we couldn't even run the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm not blaming it on Garrett
The only
for this.
drive that stalled out was the drive after the Logan Ryan strip. that where we were like on our own 3-yard line, which I told people, I was on Twitter tweeting about that. Like, yeah, don't expect nothing here. Don't expect us to climb out of this. We're not,
Exactly.
that's not our style.
We got a turnover here. Like,
Yeah.
play some
You know,
field
so that
position.
saved the 7, and then they ended up scoring on the next possession anyway. So it saved us some time and the 7. But at the end of the day, that kind of adds to the time of possession that the Broncos had and why they dominated today. Because, you know, Giants get the turnover. You go 3 and out on a couple of passes. You barely knocking off maybe 20, 30 seconds on the clock. You punt the ball back. They drive right back down on you and score a touchdown. Like, the defense just didn't show up. Patrick Graham has a lot to be you know, he's got a lot to go back to the board and just think about here. And this is the kind of stuff that I saw coming from this type of offense because they are dynamic. They got a lot of speed over there with the Broncos, and they do got guys that can run the ball. So the balance is there with that team. But these are the kind of teams that I feel like that they're able to put up a lot of points on us. You saw it with the Browns as well too. Once they get you off balance with a little bit of run, throwing the ball across the middle ain't nothing on this Giants defense.
Oh, yeah.
And that to me is that's the glaring weakness right now. When I just got to judge the 2021 season off one game, the glaring weakness today was the defense, and it was the coverage in the middle of the field.
100%. And another thing I noticed that was a carryover from last year is that we lost all our games that we lost where there was any kind of separation was at the end of the second quarter and the beginning of the third quarter. And that's the exact same thing that we saw today. End of the second quarter where every single team, I think it was like a streak of like 7 or 8 games, where at the end of the second quarter, every single one of those teams scored on us at the end of the second quarter. And then their first possession of the third quarter, they scored on us. So at that point, you can play them close most of the game, but those crucial 2 drives that are momentum swingers, we always lose out on. So
yeah,
I don't know how they're going to fix that.
They definitely carried that over from last year, and that was a big problem last year, was finishing in the second quarter. And you bring up a good point about allowing teams to score on first drives in the third quarter too, because the way I was kind of hammering that point last year was the Giants were having trouble in the finishing right before the half and finishing in the fourth quarter as well. You know, we saw that in the Eagles game, obviously when Evan Ingram drops that pass, but then also the defensive collapse that happened right after that, where we allowed 2 scores. And you're right, that definitely carried over into this game. And it seems like whatever they tried to do offensively to make the adjustment, it wasn't in the favor of Daniel Jones because his completion percentage completely dropped off as we went into the second half. And that really shouldn't happen because it almost ended up becoming garbage time for Daniel Jones. You really should be padding the stats right there. But I mean, I think the one good thing I saw today that I expected was Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay, you know, I expect him to get about 4 catches and make some big plays in traffic, and that's what he did. You know, and for him, he was talking about getting off to a slow start. If that's the slow start, I'm good with that. We just need to find a way to be able to run the ball because today we just couldn't run the ball either. So, I mean, offensively, not a lot of opportunities. I got to put the majority of this on the defense. But offensively, there are things to correct for sure. You know, you got to find ways to sustain drives even when you backed up deep into your own territory. I just didn't expect it because that's what we've been seeing from the Giants for the past couple of years.
Yeah. And let me see. He had 6 targets, 4 receptions, 64 yards. So that's a solid first game. Shep went over 100 yards, but, you know, about 30 of that was garbage time. But again, I mean, from what I've seen today, this Giants offense is going to be better than what I've seen definitely last year. It's actually going to be entertaining to watch some of these games when we go against like teams like the Falcons. I expect the Giants to be at like 25 points at least. And I just expect to actually see some, like, I mean, one thing that just makes me excited is even if the Giants aren't good this year, is that Odell. That's why I don't understand how Giants fans can hate Odell. Yeah. For years, Odell was the only reason we was turning on games. And as a diehard Giants fan who's been making Giants content on YouTube since, you know, on and off since 2009, that shows that I sat through some bad times. So it was legit. Like, I turned on the Giants game and I said, at least Odell is going to make a play that's going to make me feel like I saw like something that was worth watching. So it looks like Golladay at least is going to give us a couple of highlight plays a game because, as we both acknowledge, it seems like every catch he makes is a highlight catch. Like
tight
the
coverage
slant
every
routes
time.
for highlight catches is just so. At least that's definitely the silver lining to me is that the offense looks like it's going to be entertaining because it seems like they rolled all of that coverage over to Golladay, and Shep is actually being able to get this one-on-one and going crazy with it.
Yeah, that definitely helped out Shepard today. And for the record, I'm one of the fans that I'm definitely not an OBJ hater. I want to see OBJ actually get out here and do some things this year with the Browns. I'm
Exactly.
one that thinks that the trade was a little bit crazy because you took two premier guys in the league at the time with Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley, and you kind of split the tandem up when we didn't really get to see what that could be. But Golladay is a good replacement for that, I think, and we're paying him just about the same. Galladay's making $17 million a year, 4-year contract or something like that. Odell's was like 5 for the 90 mil, so it's pretty much the same thing. But this another thing that I noticed today too is that Shepard stepped up, but Slayton is taking a step back. You know, I've been saying this for a while last season that Slayton is, when it comes to running the 9 route, he's one of the best. He runs that 9 route so well. But you got to be able to clean up everything else you're doing underneath. And that's where Odell Beckham was so great. I don't know if y'all remember some of those comeback routes Odell Beckham used to run and some of those slants. And then we had that play that we would do with Eli and Beckham where Beckham would run the comeback, and then as soon as Eli pump faked it, Odell would spin off the comeback and just go right to the streak. And it worked so many times. Darius Slayton needs to be able to fix his underneath catching. It's just like they're not perfect passes, but they're passes that I feel like as an NFL wide receiver you need to be able to catch.
Those need to
And
be
today he
routine
just
catches.
struggled, man.
I mean, Slayton doesn't get enough. I mean, it's not like I want to direct hate towards somebody,
Yeah,
but it seems like Slayton drops passes just as often as Evan Ingram, if not more. Like
yeah,
a ton of third down passes last year just got swept under the rug because Ingram had the more dramatic drops.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Slayton has
That's
got to
true.
really start holding on to the ball because some people told me that like Slayton would be gone. Some people, he'll be gone or he would get benched or something. And I just didn't believe that by John
Right.
Ross. But it would be ironic for him to lose his job to somebody like John Ross who also can't catch.
Yeah,
But if he
yeah.
can't, if he can't make the gimme plays, I mean, he's a liability.
And they're
I'm
they're
gonna be
kind of on
consistent
opposite
with
ends
him.
of the spectrum because John Ross was having problems dropping the deep pass. He'd be wide
Exactly.
open, speed right by you, and drop the big play. And it's unfortunate that he's on IR entering the season, because I really wanted him to challenge for that position. I think he could be better suited in certain packages. But Kadarius Toney today, I will say this, and this is the one blemish I think for Jason Garrett for me is how he used Kadarius Toney. Like when you run a reverse to a guy like that at the beginning of a game, it's so obvious. It's so obvious.
That's why I
That's what
got
everybody
sniffed
knows
out
is
like
coming.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, what did we hear even from announcers in the preseason where they ran that reverse to CJ Board
Slayton.
and Dennis Shep, and they said
Mm-hmm.
once they have Kadarius Toney back, he'll be getting those plays.
Right.
What do we see? The first time Kadarius
Yeah.
Toney hits the field, they run a reverse, and I'm like, okay, this will probably be a fake reverse to him and a handoff to Saquon, or a fake reverse and then some kind of screen. But he just
Right.
handed it right to him. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
that's not the way. And if Saquon could get the running game going a little bit more, I like what I saw from Saquon though in the return. It wasn't terrible. At least he's out there running confident. I saw him trying to cut on the knee. He looks healthy, and I like that. He had the one little
yeah.
drop in the passing game, which I'm not. That's nothing
I
too
mean, I'm not
crazy,
worried. Like he hasn't played live football in
right?
pretty much a year, so that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like I'm giving him some time. People are saying he's washed and all of that. I mean,
Yo, that whole
I'm gonna,
term, bro, that
I'm gonna
we
give
got to
him
get
some
rid of that,
time, man.
man. Like, I mean, like these, I don't know, man. I don't want to tell nobody how to root for their team. You know how that goes, right?
Exactly.
But it's just like the way people be talking and the way they jump the gun. It's like you can't be watching football. You really can't be watching it with a keen eye. You just looking at it like it's a Madden game and you need touchdowns. I get it, but
Yeah.
as far as Kadarius Toney goes, it's predicated off Saquon Barkley's ability to run the ball. So you got to establish the run. Today we couldn't establish the run, and a lot of that had to do with the time of possession in the first half. That drive in the second quarter, 8 minutes 47 seconds, and then the Broncos get a field goal. To me, it was one of the most important drives in the game. And then the drive you talked about coming out of halftime, the third quarter drive. I mean that's probably the
We
second most
got the
important
ball
one.
back. We had 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's just like that's when, like you said, a bend but don't break defense becomes a weakness because at least if you're the Cowboys, I think their defense is still going to be horrible this year, just not as horrible as last year. But at
yeah,
least they'll know, like, okay, we'll give up an 80-yard touchdown, we'll get the ball back. Us, we'll give up an 80-yard, drive, but it'll be 12 minutes off the clock, or it'll
yeah,
be, we don't have time to get the ball back and score. So
yeah.
bend don't break defenses can really hurt your offense because when we got the ball back in the third quarter, our offense hadn't touched the ball in over an hour in real
Yeah,
time. So
that cannot happen.
exactly.
Yeah, and you
Like
saw a
third
little
and
bit of
fourth
that with the
down
Washington
conversions.
football team today too. When Taylor Heineke came into the game today, he just was limited on opportunities, man. That defense, it's like, yeah, their bend don't break. They're allowing the Chargers to get down there and get field goals, but man, we're milking the clock. We are literally milking the clock, and we know that offenses like this, this isn't like we got like Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, right? Or even the
Exactly.
kind of weapons like that maybe even a team like the Saints have. This is the kind of offense that needs to develop rhythm. It needs some of these drives got to go in. And Daniel Jones, man, I mean, he literally just shot the air out the room with that fumble because I felt the momentum changing. I even tweeted out Daniel Jones about to take us down here for a score and cut it to a one-score game. It's going to be on the defense. And 5 minutes later, we're getting blown out. So Giants just got to get it together. It was a lot of different things. It was a lot of different things today. Defense being at the top. And I think not being able to run the ball and the run blocking, not being that great. I like what I saw to Daniel Jones in the pocket today. I think he hung in the pocket pretty well early on in this game. And just the fumble is really the big blemish on him. And then when the team gets down in garbage time, you got to be a little bit more accurate and make better decisions. And a lot of people are saying Daniel Jones be staring down his wide receivers. Man, Daniel Jones is a one-read quarterback, and Jason Garrett is setting it up like that because he doesn't have the kind of guy who's going to be able to scan the field. There aren't many people in the NFL that can just scan the field and get to their third option and get the throw out. You got to have a lot of things working for you.
Yeah, and the thing that's weird about that is I think that's why people blame Garrett a lot. Is because like I watched on tape, like I watched him at Duke make like go to his third, fourth option. I watched him as with Pat Shermer in his rookie season go to his third, fourth option. But it seems like maybe it's the style of offense that he has trouble dealing with, but it seems like at this point he just can't do it anymore. But as a
Yeah, and
rookie,
they're looking at the
he's
turnovers
starting
as
to
a
feel
thing,
better.
man. The thing is with the first season, yeah, Daniel Jones had a lot of success with the touchdowns. He threw the ball down the field and all that. But
We got Sunday in here.
what's up,
What's
Sunday?
going on?
Salute. But if you look at the statistics from Daniel Jones from year 1 to year 2, they're almost identical when you go to completion percentage, attempts, and yards. He's right around 3,000 yards in both seasons. The one regression was the touchdowns, right? So for me, it's like if you're going to have him in this Pat Shermer style offense, and this was the second thing that Daniel Jones changed in his second season was the turnovers. If you're going to live with him trying to get to his third read, well, you got to live with him fumbling the ball and throwing interceptions as well. They cleaned it up in the second season. Daniel Jones in the red zone was worse though. That's another thing he's got to clean up is when you get down to the red zone. We all know though it's harder to score in the red zone. And if you got a running game going, it'll allow you to be able to do more things in the red zone. We get in the red zone, we throwing the ball 3 times. That's just how it's been because we can't run the rock. So Giants got to find a way to start with that run block, I think, man. And get back to our identity, man. The identity of this offense needs to be Saquon Barkley. And if he's healthy, then get him the ball, man. I don't want to see him just getting a couple carries.
Give him some screens, give him something like Kamara scored a touchdown because wait a second, let me get to this. Thank you, Sunday, for becoming a member. Like I said, the members are probably going to get some of these like off-tick videos earlier, like film sessions, things like that. And I kind of leave it open for people to kind of direct which direction I go into. But thank you for becoming a member. But Saquon, I'm like, you bring up the Kamara thing, and it makes perfect sense. Like, if the Saints run blocking was horrible, Kamara can still get his because they're getting him the ball in open space all the time. Almost like how they're going to use Kadarius Toney here, which is also, I think they should use him like Alvin Kamara because
100%.
both of them, you just need them in space. And it's like Saquon runs the ball 4 or 5 times and he gets stuffed, and then you just give up on giving the ball to Saquon.
Yeah.
At least with Pat Shermer, in the games where he was getting stuffed, he was getting screens. He was getting, he was lining up in the slot. One thing I don't like about Garrett's offense is that most of the time when you see running backs line up out wide, you get excited and you're saying, okay, they're going to use Saquon the right way, or going back to last year, they're going to use Deion Lewis the right way. And then they come back into the backfield. So they just have to get a little bit more creative and making sure that, like, if they stop the run, that they completely neutralize our best player on the field, which I think he still is at this point.
I definitely agree with you on that. Jason Garrett has slummed when it comes to using the screenplay. Like I don't remember a screen to Saquon today. You know, like that. You can break those
I
plays,
saw
and those
one.
are really
I
good.
did.
You saw one,
He did
okay?
call one, and that was the one where he first cut back and he first started looking like himself.
Yeah,
And then he got tackled from behind on that play. But we just have to figure out again, putting him in the slot, putting him, because not screenplays don't have to come from him coming out of the backfield. It
yeah,
can be
for sure.
throwing him a screen in the slot, throwing
Yeah.
him a screen on outside, or just have him on
Oh,
a
I do
regular
remember the
route.
screen now because I remember seeing Kenny Golladay go from the right split trying to get all the way across the
Yeah,
field to
and he
make the
was open.
block, and they tried to run an inside kind of screen. People were like, he's open, but he was never looking at the
He was
quarterback. He was straight up trying to go
exactly,
block. Yeah,
and
yeah, I
that's
do
the
remember
funny.
that
Yeah,
one. Yeah, we could use
yeah,
more of that,
but
man. Jason Garrett could definitely do a lot more screening. Because that's just another way to utilize Saquon Barkley as a threat, you know. And in his best year in 2018, he caught a lot of screens. I mean, he caught a lot of passes,
yeah,
period. And he was just doing his thing.
and a couple of times you saw him catch some drag routes and make plays after that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's I really can't look at the design of the offense and what they did today and say like I think that they're going to be as bad as last year or worse than last year. It's just
yeah,
really let's just hope that Patrick Graham is who we've been talking about him being the past 2 years.
yeah,
Because if he
man.
is, and he's going to go in the lab, and we'll be okay next week and the rest of the season. But if he's not, then this team is looking at another 6 wins. And
Yeah,
this
that's
time it's
real.
going to be because at the end of this season, we'll be saying we made these additions to our defense, and they're going to be good. Now, just imagine if they can be as good as what our offense looked like this year.
And
And it
that
seems like
oh my God,
logic
that can't
never,
happen.
because I talked about it in the stream. 2015, 2014, Eli has 30 touchdowns, 35, and we're unstoppable. The game he has against Drew Brees, we put up 49 points, and it was easy.
Yeah,
The next year, Eli is the offense is done. The offense is struggling to put up 13 points, and all of a sudden, the defense that was giving up 50 points in a game is shutting people down every week. And it's just like if we could have half of the 2015 offense with that 2016 defense, that's a deep playoff run.
yeah, yeah. Good balance. You
Like,
know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
and it seems
Yeah,
like just logic just takes away one side whenever we think that side is doing it. And then logic tells you, even going back to last year, the Giants' offensive line was doing a really good job run blocking, and they were bad pass blocking. And today, besides those couple of sacks, we did not have that much issues pass blocking.
yeah. Pass
Run
blocking was good
blocking, we
today,
couldn't get
and
it.
one
We
of those
couldn't do
sacks
anything.
came late in the game. You know, when they know you're passing the ball, they could pin their ears back and whatnot. You know.
Exactly, and it's Von Miller.
Yeah,
So
and it's Vaughn Miller. He had 2 today, right? I want to say.
yeah, and I mean, and listen, the Giants fans in the chat that commented on my videos and said that I don't need to be worried about Von Miller because he's washed.
Mm,
That dude is still
I'm
Von Miller,
telling you,
believe
man.
me.
We got to get rid of that word, man. That washed. What, yo, players not in the NFL because they washed, bro.
Yeah,
And talent don't go away. You remember how many people in the Giants community was talking about AB being washed?
yeah.
Come on,
I
man.
was trying to tell people, man, wait until he gets comfortable and has an off season. How can he go from being like the number one receiver and still AB on the Raiders to just
Right,
switching teams and being in like people forget that these people are human beings and they have to get adjusted to new situations.
right, right.
He had a whole off season for the first time. I mean, he lived at Tom Brady's house for part of last year, but
Yep.
he finally had a full off season and he looks like AB again because
Yeah,
he's still
people be
AB.
wanting to go with these narratives, man. I think you know, you got to just let it play out. AJ Green was getting that kind of flack.
I would
You
see, and
know,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna stand up and tell you that I was saying that because I was mad that he was dropping a whole bunch of Joe Burrow's passes. But
yeah.
I get what you said, man. Like a lot of
He had a
I
rough
wouldn't be
season.
surprised if AJ Green bounced back because first off, he's always been dealing with injuries, and second of all,
Yeah.
I don't think his mind was really in Cincinnati anymore. I don't think he
Yeah.
really wanted to be there.
Yeah, he mentally checked out. I agree. I definitely agree on that. But a lot of the narratives going into this this week 1 were just blown out of proportion. Jamar Chase, I know that's your man. You know what they were saying with
Yeah.
him all week and just
I
like
was trying to say he
harping
couldn't
on the
catch.
drops. You heard me talking about Devontae Smith, and I started him on one of my fantasies today. You heard me talking about it. People were like, "Oh, he's dropping the ball." I saw Giants fans getting happy, getting giddy because he's dropping the ball. I'm like, look at him coming off the line, bro.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I love football. I love to watch football, and I love to watch good players. And there's no way that you can tell me that Devontae Smith is not fun to watch.
Yeah,
It's like you see me like getting excited when I see Dak Prescott make a play, not because I'm rooting for the Cowboys to win, but because I like watching Dak play football. And it's
yeah,
like I just can't blindly hate on a player. I just can't do it. Like I mean, and like I could dislike a player because he's on another team, but I can't blindly say like this player is bad when he's
yeah.
obviously not bad.
Yeah,
So I mean,
I'm right there
I
with you, man. I was
understand that.
looking at the Falcons Eagles game, and I'm like, I'm kind of find myself rooting for Jalen Hurts because he gets so much
But
hate, and I'm
I
just
was
like, I'm
rooting for
kind of
Jalen
rooting for
Hurts
him, and I'm
before he
kind of
got
like,
drafted.
I'm like, yo, I just hope, like make big plays, but don't score. Cause I don't want y'all to win. You know what I'm saying? But like, he getting so much flack that I'm just like, yo, y'all don't see it. This dude's a baller. You can't see it. Like, I know it's not the whole orthodox Joe Montana drop back, throw the ball type of thing, but like the objective in the NFL is to make plays. The objective in football
Exactly.
is to make plays, and the kid's making plays. Like, just imagine like what happens when you get a defense off balance like that with a couple of runs, what it can do for your pass. Now you got your tight end down the field wide open, and you don't even got to have an A1 throw.
Yep. And I mean, like Jalen Hurts, I let people talk me out of my opinion on Jalen Hurts
Yeah,
because I didn't. That's what I feel like people should do. They shouldn't even look at the stats because I didn't even look at the stats, and I was like, I feel like Jalen Hurts is that dude.
yeah,
But I let people talk to me all season and tell me Jalen Hurts is this, and I let people talk me out of my original pick because when that schedule popped out, I said I don't think that the Falcons are going to be able to beat the Eagles.
right.
I just don't see that happening. But that was my original opinion, and they went in there and did exactly what I thought originally they was going to do. But Matt Ryan, he didn't look too good today. Um,
Yeah,
that Falcons defense, as you said earlier today on in the stream, they have one player making over $1 million.
yeah.
So
Man, that's not a good secondary when they only got one player making over $1 million.
that's
It's
bad,
scraps. It's straight
and
scraps.
it's not even a star player that's making over $1 million.
Right. And their
So
pass rush just struggle mode. Like I got talked out of that one too, man. It seems like everybody on the internet and around our community kind of so down on the Philadelphia
yeah.
Eagles. It's making me overlook them. I've been
Oh,
checking
look
out a
at
few
Bobby popping
content
in the
creators.
chat.
Hey, what's up, Bobby? Yeah, Bobby been copping for the Eagles for sure, man. What's up, fam? He was telling people they're gonna ball out, man.
And
Hurts ball.
listen, Bobby has seen me defend the Eagles, and I don't like to defend the Eagles, but I like to try to defend the truth. And I said when they're healthy, and everybody said they're all going to get hurt, but I'm like I'm going off of who's on the field right now. When
Right.
they're healthy, the Eagles have together the best lines of scrimmage in this division,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I just and the depth they have, especially at edge, I really think they have good trenches. And if you have good trenches, you're not going to be picking one or two unless
Yeah.
everybody gets hurt. But I just I had different opinions about the Eagles and even the Cowboys. Like I said, if you're looking at pass rushes, the Giants pass rush is still in last place to me because
Ooh.
DeMarcus Lawrence is a proven outside pass rusher. And as good as Leonard Williams is, he can get double teamed easily on the inside.
Yeah.
And DeMarcus Lawrence has proven, Randy Gregory has proven that if he's not suspended, he's going to get pressure. And what did we see last week? We saw them getting a whole bunch of pressure. Now Tom Brady was getting rid of the ball real quick, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that's
But I
always
really
a
still
thing.
think that as of now, the Giants have the worst pass rush, not including scheme in the division because they lock in on Leonard Williams. And it seems like at this point, Lorenzo Carter is not he's not that outside dominant pass rusher.
I
He's
was gonna
4
ask
years
about
in.
him because in the heap of the whole battle happening today, I kind of couldn't keep my eyes on him, but he was quiet. I didn't hear his name too much.
I've seen Lorenzo Carter. He has all the physical tools. He even had a couple of nice bends, but I mean, he's just I could see Azeez Ojulari turning into that, but
Yeah,
I don't see that this year at all. I really don't. I don't see that. From what I saw on tape in college, I thought he would be that dude this year, but when I saw him start going against NFL guys,
Yeah.
he's not this year.
And
Hopefully
that's what we're
next year and the
lacking.
year after. And
You
that's
know,
why
that
we can't
ferocious
stop
talent.
2-minute drills. That's why
Yeah,
we
that's
can't
that's
stop
real.
2-minute drills because
Because there
there's
was
no
some
pressure in
pressure
the
from the
game.
interior today for sure, but we just lack that edge rusher that's just ferocious, that just hit that Myles Garrett vibe, like where that Von Miller, where it's like, yo, you better keep your eye on him. 3 seconds go
Exactly.
up, he probably gonna hit you. We just don't got that guy. And with the secondary in struggle mode today, my whole thing with the secondary was speed. Xavier McKinney brings some speed to the secondary, but Logan Ryan is not a guy that jumps off the screen as far as speed goes.
Yeah.
Bradbury gonna do what he do. And I like the addition of Adoree Jackson. I think he is good at, as a solid second corner. But there's some problems with the safety position still. I know we got a lot of depth there, but there is still problems with the safety position where we're allowing people to catch the ball over the middle. And it seems like Jabril Peppers is at the head of that, just in coverage, just struggling in coverage.
Yeah, I mean, he said, remember when Giants fans thought it was. Listen, I think. Well,
I know some
I
did.
know. I made a video laughing at the Giants, at the Eagles taking Hurts, only because they had just given their quarterback a bunch of money, and I knew that meant that Wentz was basically out of there.
True
Because
that.
you don't take someone in the second round if you just think he's going to be a backup forever. But
Yeah, and look at Wentz
Peppers,
today. I mean, they didn't get the W, but Wentz looked pretty decent today. He looked all right back in that Frank
he
Reich
looked
system.
he looked pretty good to me too, but it seems like all these injuries are catching up with him because he seemed like he looked a little bit more agile before to me. I don't know.
I
It looked
agree.
like he was kind of, I don't know, like it caught up with him.
Yeah, I agree. Wentz was like the Josh Allen before Josh Allen. I feel like he moved like that. Like
Definitely.
he was quick to make his decisions when he was going to run it. And you're right. It seemed like after that injury on the goal line that he had, it's kind of slowing him up. He looks a bit gimpy out there and kind of seems he has to change his style up a little bit from what he was when he first came into the league.
Yeah. I mean, I always said that Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, and Andrew Luck all played very similar to me, which is they just all played like every single play was the last play, and they had to do it all by themselves. And all three of them have had injuries. Luckily, Daniel Jones has avoided the big injuries, but all three of them have issues with fumbling. All three of them have issues with interceptions because I saw it again today. Saquon was open and, right in the middle of the field at the first down marker, and he took that extra shot to try to get it to Sterling Shepard, and it got tipped away. But that's just who he is. So
that's real.
Hopefully, bringing in a Golladay and more big play guys will help with that play style. But that's just what we're gonna have to deal with. I mean, I just can't see him having a career of 15 plus years and his play style not getting him hurt. At least banged up over the years.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And when you look at a guy like Herbert, it really is a game of inches, man. Like where the placement of the passes, I noticed today. Some of these passes to Keenan Allen, he's covered. He's straight covered. But he's just putting the ball up high where only his guy can get the pass. And it's just a placement thing. And in the NFL, man, it is a game of inches, man. Like if you don't put that ball right on him, and I think Daniel Jones showed he's capable of it, but it's just a consistency thing. He's just not hitting every pass.
Because like his rookie year, I didn't see any issues with accuracy at all. Last year, I started to see some issues with accuracy, especially in that Bucs game. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
Today I saw a couple of throws that were kind of inaccurate. So I thought he was an incredibly accurate passer, but if he can't do it consistently, then you're not accurate.
Yeah, that's real. And he's almost like, in a way, he's putting the passes like sometimes two on the wide receiver, where like you need to lead them a little bit more. You need to put the ball up high, placement and things like that for them to catch it and continue to go. A lot of the yak situation in New York has to do with Daniel Jones and the placement of the passes. I'm starting to realize.
And I was going to say that. One thing that I haven't been fair of, and Bobby Skinner over at Talking Giants hasn't been fair of too, is we've both been talking about how Jason Garrett constantly has people catching passes in a standing position and not moving. But also, when a wide receiver or a running back has to reach and like kind of go against their momentum to catch a pass, they're not going to be able to run. Like Devontae Booker making that one-handed catch, sure, that's a nice little one-handed highlight catch or something that might get replayed or something, but he can't run after that because he had to stop to make a one-handed catch.
Yeah, momentum lost completely. And the Chargers game showed me a lot of that today. You know, you look at some of the quick slants they ran, like the pass is so on target that the wide receivers can now make a move before they catch the ball. You know,
Like
in my day of watching football early on in like the 90s and 2000s, if you caught that quick slant, there was no way you were going to reverse your momentum and cut it back. But a lot of the times now, these passes are so accurate that they're like, yo, they're seeing it before it happens. They're putting their hands up, getting ready for the catch, and already getting ready to make the cutback to go get some more yak. And the Giants need some more of that, you know? Like the whole low and away vibe, I'm just not a fan. Daniel Jones, it seems like his spiral starts up at the top and goes down sometimes on his lower routes, 12 yards and underneath. And for me, it's like, yo, put that thing out there, man. Make it where your wide receivers got to extend his arms and keep going or be able to make a move. And you saw it on the Shepard touchdown. Shepard, they have chemistry, man. And I'm hoping that the rest of these wide receivers can get that kind of chemistry with Daniel Jones because it'll just make this offense click a little bit more. But today, to have no running game with Booker kind of non-existent and with Saquon Barkley just getting back, I wanted Saquon to break one of those runs. I really thought he could have. But the run blocking just wasn't there for him to do it today. So Giants got to go back to the drawing board and see if we can figure out a way to run. But it's really wild, man. It started off. This reminds me of last season so much, man.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like last season in a different form. It's the same thing as it gives you things that you really like. Like last year, the defense, at times you really, really liked it. But the defense disappears at the end of this first half, and it disappears at the beginning of the first one, and it disappears in the times that you absolutely need them to step up. So if they can't be that clutch defense, and if DJ can't step up in the clutch moments, it doesn't matter what they do in the first quarter when it's 5 minutes or in the third quarter. You know, we have to get people that make plays when they actually matter.
Yeah.
And we just didn't get enough of that. But I don't want to go on here for too long.
I see you already got 3.5 on here.
Yeah, I got to make a couple post-game videos from some of the games I saw, but
yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, man, and just chop it up, though, man, and just, kind of express some of my opinions on the Garrett situation and the weapon situation. I think it'll get better. I picked us to lose this game, and I picked us to go into Washington on Thursday and win that game. Right now, we're looking like the two teams at the bottom of the division. So, I mean, I think that it gives us a little bit of, just some leadway going into this game. I think we're a better team than Washington. They didn't look good today either. And the Giants got a lot more room to improve. So I think we'll go out here and get that win. Y'all know I'm in D.C. Diggy's in D.C. I'm going to be at the game, too, bro. I don't know if you're going to be going up there, but if you are, I'll be in Green Lot E, tailgating, doing it up, man. Just pull up on us if you're around.
Yeah, I was looking at going into that game, but once I saw that everybody was doing that meetup at the end of the year, I just went ahead and picked that one.
I'm going to probably be at that one, too.
Yeah, I already been to FedEx, and But, let the people know where they can find you.
Man, I'm on Twitter, just at Authentic, the way you see it spelled right there. I do a podcast, a video style podcast, Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays on my channel. It's called Authentic in the Beard, where me and my childhood homie, who's a Washington football team fan, chop it up every week. So we'll be recapping this game on Tuesday, man. If y'all want to check it out, just like how I spell it right there, AWTHENTIK, Authentic and the Beard, man. It's super high quality content too, man. And yeah, man, Diggy, I appreciate it, man. It's been good chopping it up with you, man, and chopping it up with somebody with a realistic approach, man. I definitely appreciate that.
All right, so I'm gonna come out with probably a couple of post-game videos, definitely a Giants post-game video, a more detailed one tomorrow, and you guys have a great rest of your Sunday.
Peace, y'all.